How to wholesale real estate step by step. So what I want to do today is give you my full 3-hour plus comprehensive wholesaling real estate guide. So this is going to show you everything from how to find motivated sellers, how to lock up your deals, and how to find cash buyers and dispo your deals. We got live calls, live action showing over your shoulder how you could start going out here and wholesaling real estate for free. This is my entire 3+ hour wholesaling real estate course. So you could go out here, learn how to wholesale real estate with no money at all so you can have success. So let's go out here and break it all down. I like to think about it as all we do in marketing. So the way I look at marketing is the sole goal of finding people who are interested in selling their deal. That is it. That is the whole goal, all right? And the best part about that, of just finding people who are interested in selling their property for cash, is then we get into a whole different thing, which is acquisitions, which is converting somebody who wants to sell into a signed contract. So a lot of people think when we're talking about marketing right now, I'm going to be going over, okay guys, this is how we close a motivated seller. It's how we get them to say, yes, I want to sign now, Wolf of Wall Street. That is not how I do acquisitions, by the way. If you've ever watched any of my live, we're actually about to release a bunch of we're about to release, I think, 7 live closes that I did, but I'm secretly waiting for the acquisitions next week. I'll be releasing 7 live calls of people that I have closed that no one's really seen before, which is really cool. But the really cool part about this is we don't do any of this stuff. This is as far as we get when it comes to marketing, all right? We're going out here and just going to where people are interested in selling their property. That is all we focus on here, okay? We just go out here and focus on people that want to sell the property. That's all we're doing, okay? So a lot of people say, okay, well, how do I know if they want to sell? How do I know? Okay, let's make this so dang simple. So dang simple. Hey, Mr. Seller, are you interested in a cash offer on your property? That is it. I cannot stress this enough. Are you interested in selling your house? A lot of people want to get into lead qualifying and talking these leads perfectly and getting their perfect system in place. Does homeboy or homegirl want to sell their property? That is what it comes down to. That is the main goal. And so many people really don't understand that. It breaks my heart. Makes me cry, just kidding. But most people don't understand why the one is interested in selling the property for cash. Now, not every single person who wants to sell their house for cash is motivated, right? I mean, that's how we simply go through it. I mean, when I go through my callers and people texting, right, they want a cash offer, just bring it to acquisitions, okay? That's the farthest extent we're going to get to. We're not going to get lead qualifying all this because we just wait. Guys, 80% of the difficulty of wholesaling real estate is just going out here and finding somebody who wants to sell for cash. Because I've obviously said this, and I will keep showing this little pie chart. I am the greatest artist of all time, so everyone knows this. But basically, we have a pie chart where it's like, it's not even this, honestly. What am I thinking today? That is definitely not how it goes. It's more like this, okay? Think of the pie chart. Pie chart of people. This is people, by the way, who want to sell their house. Just to show you this, okay? Right here. It's a little pie chart, okay? This magical pie chart is every single homeowner in the United States of America right now, okay? What's crazy about this pie chart is 99% of every person that owns a house right now, I'm just letting you know, 99% of them do not want to sell their house. Make sense? To understand this, 99% of people do not want to sell their property, okay? Kind of sucks, all right? It's not good, okay? But the crazy part about it, if 99% of people don't want to sell their house, that means only 1% of people that own a house I reach out to are just going to even be wanting to sell. Yes, okay. Now, I'm going to get you excited, but again, I have to kind of give you a little this is kind of a defeating thing, and it's a little depressing to let you know, but we're still going to, I'm still going to tell you, okay, this is a little depressing, but I'll make you feel a little better. That 99% of people that want to sell a house, 99% of people that own a house don't want to sell. 1% of people say, yes, I want to sell. Now, here's the depressing part, okay? Let's go to this runner here. Let's do a little pie chart of everyone. These are people, actually, I screwed that up. This is homeowners. These are just people that are homeowners, okay? People that own homes. These are people that want to sell. They said, yes, I want to sell my house. Now, you're going to find Okay, you're going to find that these are rough numbers. 2% at most, we'll call it even 5%, but I'm calling 2% of every single person that wants to sell. This is 1%, by the way. We're taking that sliver of 1%, making it a pie chart, so it's way smaller, okay? This is not to scale. If it was to scale, it would be like this, by the way, just letting you know. I don't think you guys can see that far. So that's like what the pie chart would kind of look like. Maybe we can do like that. That's what the pie chart would look like. A little too small. Okay, this is not at scale. But 2% of them would be interested or even wanting to even entertain a cash offer. Okay, does that make sense to us? Okay, cool. That means 98% want the most. Therefore, they go to a realtor, okay? My favorite people on earth, realtors. So we know now we are literally looking for 1% and then 2%. We're looking for 2% of the 1% of all the people that own real estate. This is pretty dang defeating. If you're really looking at it with not much knowledge in wholesaling, it's like, dude, this is like depressing. Like, oh my God. And I'm telling you right now, if you are somebody that says, how should I get a wholesale deal? You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to start talking to people at the local Panera Bread and say, do you want to sell your property? Do you want to sell your property? And again, don't be mad at me, but if you're that type of person, okay, that goes out here and says, I buy houses for cash, you just let everybody know, right? You're going to be looking for a very small portion of this, right? But let me tell you something that is just a lot more exciting, okay? This is definitely, now that you're all depressed, I'll make you a lot more excited. Okay, what if I told you there was this magic data set, okay, of this, I'm going to call them question, this is a mystery data set, a mysterious data set, the mystery data set, where roughly, which is crazy, 15% of these people would entertain or even be interested in a cash offer. And 85% said no. Are these numbers, could you work with these numbers? Are these good numbers for you? Where you call 100 people, probably 15 of them says, yeah, I would be interested in a cash offer. Is that a lot better than the, you know, the 0.0002? Okay. It's crazy, right? It's absolutely insane, okay? So really think about that right now. Really think about that right now, okay? 15% of an entire list. That's pretty dang good, okay? That's pretty dang good. Now, someone in the comments just said, oh, that's $27,000 a year. No. That's per month, okay? Times that by 12. That's probably the real number. Multiply 27,000 by 12. That's for the whole year. In a given month, okay, by the way, just to let you know, I don't think that's, I think it's about, multiply that by 12. This is per month, okay? So just understanding that, yeah, this is going to be a lot better. So let's just put this in perspective. If we called a list, get my handy dandy calculator, okay? Let me get my handy dandy calculator, all right? So if let's say we're a beast, and we call 10,000, so this is like the human limit. Let's do this. on a Google Voice, let's say you are the ultimate beast of beasts. You are like the guy, the Michael Jordan of no market wholesaling, cold calling. You cold called, let's say, 5,000 motivated sellers. You are like the man. You are that guy. You are the most gangster guy of all time or gal. You're going to make 5,000 calls because trust me, let's divide that. Let's say you're doing 40 calls an hour on a Google Voice, which is, I don't believe that, but whatever. Okay. That would be roughly 100, and I'll call it 150 hours, probably a little less than that. Let's say you're this type of guy, 150, okay, 150 hours per month times 12. So you're calling about 40 hours a week, okay, on Google Voice. You're going to do 4,000, which, by the way, is a lot. If you just randomly call people that owned houses, let's do that. 5,000, 1% of that's 500, and then 0.02% of that, you're probably at best going to get 10 leads. 10 leads, half of them don't want to sell, and then out of that half, you might close 1 to 2 sellers. That's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not upset at those numbers. You got to assume, though, you call these people, and it's not terrible. Okay? Now, you got to understand, though, if you did it on this list, you would have a lot better success. You'd be rolling in dough. I mean, you'd be at 5,000, you'd be at 15%. Okay, at a 750, we're going to multiply that by 0.2. Then you're going to say divide that by half. And then you're roughly going to have at least 75 leads. Probably 90 leads, to be honest. And let's say you suck. Let's say you're bad. Okay, you're going to be able to at least get, I say 10 to 20 deals from that. It's going to be higher quality. So if you do that over a year, you might get 1 deal a year versus like 10 to 20 deals in a year. So just understand that, like, it's pretty dang impressive. Now, again, these are contacts. So again, you would probably have to be at 20K calls, and then you'd have to make like 20,000 calls. Do the math on that. So that means about every 1,000 calls, you could probably roughly get maybe 1 deal if this is like a probate. This is like a probate. By the way, this is a probate list. Okay, just letting you know, it's a probate list. This is just a regular list, just a standard list of homeowners. 1 to 2 deals out of the year versus about 20 deals a year. It's just like, this is the whole process of why I teach things at freeholston.com. You are limited by your budget. You are limited by the amount of money that you currently have in your bank account, which if it's 0, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. But I'm saying if we only have 150 hours in the month, which is, I mean, if you have a full-time job, it's a little difficult to do. This is not easy. But we'll tell you this, though. I have 150 hours, okay? I have 150 full-time hours here. Would you rather have 1 deal a year or 10 to 20 deals a year? I think everyone in here would say 10 to 20. So the point is, you are limited on time. That doesn't mean you suck. That doesn't mean to give up. But I'm saying is we just got to work smarter, not harder, okay? This is if you have to go 3 miles right now. Would you rather go on a bike or just walking? Yeah, you'll get the same distance, but one's going to take a lot longer, okay? It's just absolute insanity right now that most wholesalers just can't grasp this concept. And so the point here is, what is a whole motivated seller? A motivated seller is roughly 98% not a motivated seller. 2% wants a cash offer, and then 1% of these people that want to sell, 2% of the 1% there. Now, if you get like a list like a probate, a fire damage property list, a code violation, a tax delinquency. Let's use tax delinquency, for example, right? Everybody knows every single year, really depends. In Florida, it's usually November. Property taxes are due. Some people don't have the money to pay the property taxes. Maybe they can't afford to pay them. They got no money. Well, if that person doesn't have any money and they're not taking care of the house, maybe they might want a cash offer, cash out and get rid of the property. This is why we don't go after a list of people that own houses. We go after a list of people that have motivating circumstances. So this is where the word motivated seller comes from. They're motivated to sell the property. They have a motivating reason why. So the way I kind of look at this, okay, is let's say, and again, I'm probably getting a little hungry here, okay, but I'll be honest with you. I'm going to say something. It's going to cause a visceral reaction from people, okay? if we sell, and again, this is gonna be rough to say, but this is just a true, again, people are gonna be divided here. Okay. If I sell, okay, anchovies, okay? If I sell anchovies, who in here loves to eat anchovies? Okay? Nice, wet, cold can of anchovies in the morning. The best thing in the world. I hate anchovies. Okay? You even try to give me that. And this is a guy that eats pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of fish. Okay? I'm probably not mentally right the amount of mercury I've consumed in my life, but I'm telling you, I eat a lot of fish. I love fishing to death. Michelle, she loves anchovies, okay? Why is everybody coming to love anchovies? Am I serious? Are we serious? Does everybody in here like anchovies? 'Cause I hate them. That's disgusting to me. But every person's unique. So if I'm looking to sell my anchovy pizza, okay, I have this, I sell frozen anchovy pizza. Should I go out here and call a list of just regular people? Or should I call people that love seafood? I should probably call people that love seafood and just not call the general population. I know Michelle loves her anchovies, okay? Terrell's trying to let everyone know they're rich in omega-3. I could care less what type of, I don't care if you put, you know, something to, I don't care if it makes me live a little longer. I ain't eating that stuff, okay? So I'm going to go after men and women that love seafood, okay? Because almost 99% of people that love anchovies love seafood. But not every person that loves seafood loves anchovies. I hate anchovies. I don't like to eat meat out of a can. I'll eat tuna. I'll eat mackerel. I'll eat a grouper. But don't give me some stupid little thing with the bones inside of a can. No, okay? So the thing is, I'm going to go pull a list of people that like to eat seafood. Now, of course, 15% of those people are going to love my anchovy pizza. But remember, most people are not going to. But if I just called a regular list of people, hey, do you want to buy my frozen anchovy pizza? That's not good. Now, think about this. What if I pulled a list of people that like seafood and they love pizza? Wow, that will probably increase the chance by like 20%. So the point is, this is called stacking a list. We want to find a list of people that love seafood and they absolutely love pizza. Then we're going to call those people up. Okay? Now the list goes down, obviously. But if I said you want to find someone who's going to buy your anchovy pizza in the next 2 hours or you're done, you're going to pull this list, right? You're going to pull this list. You also might want to go to the local Walmart, stand in front of the anchovy aisle, and just wait for some woman like Michelle to say, oh yeah, this is great. Shout out to Michelle, okay? But I'm going to stand in front, I'm just going to walk to the local Walmart. I'm going to look at the anchovy section, and I'm just going to look at Michelle just waddling around like, yeah, I can't wait for this. And then she probably is going to eat it right there because she's just so hungry for anchovies. But then you're going to say, hey, Michelle, do you want to buy this? You might want to just go straight to the source. That is what we do in wholesaling, okay? Now, hopefully I didn't make you throw up. But the whole point here is you can go literally to the grocery store. It's called the neighborhood. Look for disgusting, ugly, dilapidated properties. And then go knock on the person's door or put a sticky note or just pull the list and then call them and say, hey, do you want to sell for cash? Very high likelihood versus just going after random people, okay? So if you really want to know my secrets to marketing, my secrets to marketing is everyone wants to go out here, especially in wholesaling, is called a high equity list, okay? No. Now, if you told me I had like a crazy budget and Zach, here's like $1 million this month just to find people who are going to buy it, and you want to make like an anchovy pizza brand. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to run Facebook ads. I'm going to go on TV shows. I'm going to go out here and run TV ads everywhere and go nuts. But we don't have a big budget, which is where we're at now. So obviously, I would love to put you on a 14-line dialer, like in M2M, and have you call 25,000 leads of that are high equity. Yeah, that would be amazing. But everyone, like, I couldn't do that starting out. Now, of course, we want to get you there. Not right now. So the whole point is there are so many ways to find motivated sellers. What we do is we go and target it. So we don't just call random people. We look for people that are more likely statistically to like this. So I look at people who are statistically more interested in getting a cash offer than not a cash offer. Now, what are some things that I found that motivated sellers tend to be versus non-motivated sellers? Number one, can we get this corner? It's free. Okay. Okay.
We can't see how this. When you lift your arms, you're like, but
Keep it in.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Sorry about that. Basically, the first thing we find with motivated sellers is the house. Oh, I can't even see the thing.
oh, we can't see the top of the boards.
There we go. Number one, most motivated sellers, their house is worth under $500,000. Now you might be like, but Zach, I live in Seattle, Washington. Let me just break it to you. It's going to be a lot more difficult to wholesale real estate in Seattle, LA, the city of Chicago, New York, New Jersey than it is statistically, okay? Once the properties go above $500,000, it gets a lot more difficult to wholesale there. That's why if you live in New Jersey, New York, okay, all right, it's way better to go out here and wholesale in Philadelphia, right, Allentown, Poconos area, right, Reading, Pennsylvania, Berks County. That's just way Boston. Yeah, no, if you're in Boston, go to Springfield, Massachusetts, okay? I'm just telling you right now, way easier to wholesale in areas that have just lower price points. Again, the reason is because human beings have these brains that are millions of years old and they react to things the way cavemen do because our brains have not evolved. Okay, times have, but what I basically mean by this is human beings, you can read any literature on psychology, they can't handle percentages versus numbers. Everybody's like, what are you talking about? What I mean by this is human beings are absolutely insane. So what I basically mean by this is if you had a $500,000, okay, and then you had a $10,000. We're gonna use extremes here. Let's say you had a $500,000 car. Who here likes cars? We have a lot of people who like cars around here. Name a $500,000 car. What is like a cool $500,000 car? Let me know. What is one? A Bentley, a McLaren, SF90 Ferrari. Can you hear me? All right, we're gonna put a SF90. Now, that is a Rari, as the kids say. Drop top. Now, can somebody name me what a $10,000 car is? 2005 Honda, okay?
Little Camry.
Little Camry, little Civic. All right, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna do a Honda Civic. Okay, now, this is the problem with people. And so, by the way, if you ever want to know why I don't make videos on YouTube that say, dude, I just wholesaled this house. Trust me, I tried this. It does not work. I say, okay, let me go to San Francisco where real estate's crazy. I'm gonna go try to lock up a deal for $10 million and then I'm gonna sell it for $12 million and make $2 million profit. Trust me, that's ran through my mind. Because why don't you just go out here and wholesale like $50 million houses, right? $50 million and I'll sell to you for 51. It turns out somebody that owns a $50 million house, it's like 99.999% of the time, they do not want to sell for a discount. It just don't work, okay? So if you try to offer a 30% discount, okay, you try to buy this Honda Civic for 30% off, that means you would offer this guy $7,000 for his $10,000 car. Now, if somebody offered you $7,000 to just buy your Honda Civic.
You know what happened?
All right, Tamila. I'm gonna mute you for a second. Sorry about that.
I can't hear you.
All right. Can y'all hear me? Hello.
Yep, can you?
All right, we're all good. Okay, cool. So, if I offered to trade in your car that you have for $10,000 for $7,000, some people in here have probably already did that. They know their car. If they went to the local Starbucks, they went out here and recorded the VIN number, right? They met a guy behind the local Dunkin' Donuts at 4 a.m. in the morning, let him test drive it. He was all dirty in your car, kind of weird. He kind of revved the engine a little too much. Anyone can go do that, right? You can get a little more for the house. Oh, then you got to deal with titles and registration and the deeds. And it's like, oh, more, this is a headache. You know, let me just trade it in for $7,000. Everybody knows that you're probably not getting the greatest deal of all time, but guess, you know what? Like, it's easy, it's simple. You don't want to deal with that hassle, right? Now, let's say you went to the local Ferrari dealership and you went to like Auto Trader. No, you went to, what's one of these places? CarMax. You have your SF90, you're rolling with your Ferrari. And you go in and you offer to trade it in because you want to go out here and buy a Pagani or a Bugatti because you're just so rich. And the guy there offers you a 30% discount. Okay? So a 30% discount of the Bugatti that you want to buy, he's going to offer you $350,000 for your beautiful Ferrari. Now, what's the main difference between the two? If you did this if someone offered $350,000 for your Ferrari, you would go out here and spit in their face and slap them and say, "How dare you? How dare you? I am better than you. I'm in my Ferrari." You would probably just be like, "Dude, you are absolutely stupid," and say, "I would never take that deal." That's how human beings are, by the way. And if someone offers you $7,000 for your $10,000 car, you say, "Oh, that's not bad." Why does this happen? Because human beings can't physically understand price difference. They cannot. They just don't understand it. Okay? They can conceptualize a 30% discount, but once the numbers get big, it's something with human beings, they just can't handle it. Okay? They physically can't handle it. Because something in your brain, when you thought about that, you're like, I would never do $350,000. If I owned a $500,000 car, I would never sell for $350,000. But you'd sell your $10,000 car for $7,000. Interesting, right? That's the crazy part. So just letting you know that when you have a $500,000 house and you offer $350,000, they're going to think you're stupid. But if you offered $70,000 for somebody's $100,000 house, they're statistically more likely to take that offer. This is why, being honest, the cheaper the house, the easier it is to close. So this is why we target properties that are usually under $500,000. Just being honest with you, okay? It's not because I don't like going after like bigger, better properties, but the problem is they're just so much harder to sell and they're so much harder to go out here and close. Because you gotta remember, when it comes to selling a house, if you sold the house right now, it would roughly cost you around 12% in closing costs, okay? Now, here's the law about how percentages work. Did you know that percentages stay the same when you sell a high-end house or a low-end house? It's always roughly 12%. So just understanding here that if I'm going to flip a house, it's still going to cost you 12%. So a 30% discount or a 20% discount is what you need. People don't want to take that. Okay, I'll sell it for $450,000. Well, I still have to pay this 12%. The numbers don't work. So this is the main issue I see with many wholesalers, okay? They can't handle it. They physically can't handle it when the price is too high, they just can't close. So on top of that too, usually there is a money issue, okay? Money is the issue, okay? What I mean by money is the issue is they don't really have too much money. They don't have $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 to go spend to go fix up the leaky roof. Maybe the roof is leaking and the house is turning disgusting. Now, I don't care what anybody tells you. And again, people are gonna like fight me in the comments. I don't really care. Most houses are not a quote investment. All right. Rental properties are an investment, but most properties are not a quote investment. But I bought my house for $100,000 and now it's worth $200,000. Okay, if you want to talk about investments, let's look at an ROI. You spend $100,000 on the house. You're spending $3,000 a year for 10 years on property taxes. That's $30,000. You had to replace the roof for $40,000. You had to go out here and pay someone to cut the lawn. You had to go out here and pay someone to service the pool. Most of the time with real estate, when your personal house, you usually break even or make a little more if you account for all the costs of owning the house. Now, of course, the property appreciates. This is why in the United States of America, we have the homestead. We homestead properties, and we usually don't have to pay property taxes when you sell a house because you're already out. Trust me, if you had to individually deduct all of your costs for owning a house, your P&L will be terrible, okay? Now, if it's a rental property with a different story, that actually makes money. But just letting you know that most of the time there is a lot of cost to owning a house. Therefore, if I lost my job and my roof is leaking and I have to go replace my roof, which is going to cost $20,000, I can't afford to do it. And I just need my money now. This is where a cash offer to buy the property for cash works really dang well, okay? This is the whole point. And I know you might think, no, that doesn't ever happen. It happens all the stinking time, okay? This happens a lot in Florida, Georgia, in the south of the United States where like, this happens all the time too. Someone has a wood frame property and now their house is infested with termites and they can't afford to fumigate the property. They don't have the money. Most Americans are paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford it. And guess what? If you just leave the house right now, the termites are going to go out here and they're going to just destroy the value of the house. And most insurance companies are like, you knew about it, but you didn't want to do anything about it. Insurance doesn't ever want to pay out, by the way, okay? So just letting you know that if your roof is leaking, insurance don't care. If it's an old roof, they could care less. And they're not going to insure your property after that, but we're not going to get into that right now if your roof's too old, right? So just letting you know that usually money's their problem. Now, we can go find people who have money issues. That's great too. Now, what's a list of people that have money issues? That could be a list. So let's talk about lists for a second. Okay. So a list that is really good, this is a list of people with money issues. Okay. What is that? A pre-foreclosure, a tax lien, or a tax delinquency. Delinquency, someone that has a lien on their house, someone that is in credit card debt. You can actually pull that list. You can also pull a list of probates. So this is not a money issue, but this is more of a personal issue. A probate, divorce, right? Code violations, that means the house is ugly. Water shut off.
To see the whole board?
I'm showing you, hold on. Fire damaged property. I mean, I can go all day on this, but there are a lot of different, oh wow. Okay, how do I do this? Let's bring the sucker up for a second. That better? There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. A lot better. Okay, perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, perfect. So you can get a list of all these properties. And by the way, we're all on freewholesale.com in here. If you just go to the classroom section, if somebody live can do this, there should be a link to a Google Sheet. If someone in the comments can do that, I would really appreciate that. If someone can do it in the comments, I will unlock their levels so they get the digital band assigned course. But basically, there is a list inside of the marketing tab in the classroom, right, under government lists. And basically, this is the entire list from the government of how you can pull this. On top of that too, I have an AI, you know, we call it Zach GPT. Oh, there we go. Look, oh wow, oh wow. Everyone's dropping the link. But basically, you can go out here inside of the marketing tab for government lists, and then you can go out here and pull this said list. Pretty dang cool. So now you compile a list of people that have really ugly houses. Pretty cool, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the list. We're going to pull the list. Then we're going to skip trace the list. And then we are going to call the list. Okay, it's pretty simple steps. Now, what's the word skip trace? The word skip trace is basically the art of finding somebody's phone number. Okay? Now, of course, I let everybody know you can just go to XLEAD. It's the ultimate wholesaling real estate software. It's basically like free. You get 25,000 included. It's great, but again, it does cost $97 a month. All in one, it's great. Most people they don't have the budget for it in this challenge. If you do have X leads, I think we got a lot of people with X leads on here. You obviously know this. But another website I love is cyberbackgroundchecks.com. And if you guys watching this, so I keep going, if you can link cyber background checks and True People Search, that would be awesome too. So people can just kind of bookmark these links while we're live here. Cyber background checks, truepeoplesearch.com. That would be awesome. Shout out to Cantor. Awesome, bro. There we go. Thanks, man. So cyber background checks, True People Search. That is how you get someone's phone number for free. Then you go out here and you're going to call the list. How do you call somebody? Well, there is a awesome software called Google Voice, which is free. Obviously, you can use X Leads, which has the dialer, but that does cost money. I would recommend Google Voice. And what you're going to do is you're going to call these people, and you're going to give them my 2-pronged script, all right? You're going to ask 2 questions. Number 1, are you the owner of the property? And are you interested in selling? If it's a yes, you go through the acronym MCTP, and then you're going to call them back, or you're going to go out here and set the appointment, which that's more towards the market. That's kind of more towards acquisitions, what we'll get into, but pretty much let everyone kind of look at this. Again, that's the whole point. We're going to pull this list from the government, which I teach in the marketing module. So if you want to go to freeholstein.com, which everyone's in here, just go through the marketing modules, go to the government list section right here, and pull the list that we just pulled. And so you pull the list, you skip trace the list, and then basically you go out here and call the list. You're going to call them on Google Voice. You're going to ask them these 2 questions. Number 1, are you the owner of the property, and are you interested in selling the property? If they are interested, you're going to go through the script MCTP. MCTP stands for motivation, condition, time frame, and price. Okay, so that is how on this end. So I'm going to give everyone a second here to kind of look at the screen here. And wow, why is this reversed on the live? Oh boy. I will get that fixed. I will personally screenshot this and send this over to everybody, okay?
It reads right on our end.
Oh, it reads that right on your end? Okay, good. It looks reversed on my end, but...
It looks okay.
I can't see the screen at all.
Oh. All right, cool. So go look at this for a second. That is basically our whole process for going out here and marketing. So, all right, did we see this?
You have to pin back and then you can see the screen.
Yeah, go and pin me. Yeah, or just click me twice. I don't know. But okay, do we see this? Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so I'm gonna give everyone a second here. Give everybody a second. Alrighty, I'm gonna flip this over.
What if you got pointing to after MCTP?
Oh yeah, that's call them back and set the appointment. Maybe I can put this on the bottom here for you. There we go.
Okay, thank you.
So okay, we got this. Okay, cool. We're gonna start erasing this for a second. Get everyone going here. Alrighty, alrighty.
Hey Zach, can you share if these are the same list the cold callers are pulling in today?
These are not the same list of cold callers are pulling in M2M. That is a completely different one. I mean, yes, so you are right. We do pull this data and throw it into a list to call in M2M, but in M2M, it's super high volume. So this is part, like, you might pull 2,000 of these in a month if you're stupid crazy. Most people pull 1,000. Like, at most, this is 1,000. 2,000 at most. So we require way more than that inside of M2M because we have like 14 line data. It's a whole crazy system. You are going to be able, that's 10% of your list. Now I'll tell you this, it's 10% of your list in M2M, but probably half of all your leads are going to be from here. That's the crazy part about government lists. Now, the other secret list I'm going to tell everyone they can do is driving for dollars. Now, it really depends because people get really crazy with me on this. They're like, no, Zach, I don't have a budget for going and driving around. Okay, fine. People want to give me the technicality if driving for dollars costs money or doesn't cost money. Why did I throw that? Basically, I say if you have a whatever. I lost another chair. Driving for dollars, if you have the budget, go in your car, look for ugly houses. It's one of the best ways to find motivated sellers. 500 of those can almost guarantee you a deal every single time. So now we got this all set up. I'm gonna give everyone a second here, we're going to talk about my daily lead system. Okay. So we got, by the way, this is all on freeholson.com. Okay. There's nothing inherently valuable that I just showed you here. Okay. There's nothing like, oh my gosh, no one's ever seen this before. The whole part of this challenge is to get you to actually start doing the work. Okay. So again, erasing this, got a lot here.
So those lists that you just pulled, that would be considered the niche list that can talk about it?
Yes. Yep. You're 100% right. Now, what we're going to do here, let's talk about niche lists, by the way.
What?
Let's erase this.
All right. So you can do the niche list on XLeads?
So yes and no, the probates are on XLeads, but you're not going to be able to pull you can pull a tax delinquency list on XLeads, but XLeads, you are not going to be able to pull a code violation list. You can literally only get it from the code enforcement department. So this is why government lists are so powerful. Now, most people, if you're doing bigger marketing, kind of run these lists pretty quick. But what we're going to do here is you're going to compile this list. You're going to have 10 separate lists, right? You're going to have the tax delinquency, the liens, the fire damage properties, right? We're going to have 10 separate lists. We're going to put this on a Google Drive, okay? We're going to put this on a Google Drive. And the really cool part about putting this on a Google Drive link is now we have 10 separate lists. We're going to throw all these lists on ChatGPT. And we're going to ask ChatGPT, find the properties that show up more than once. What's crazy is you're going to find motivated sellers, all right, that are a code violation, that are delinquent on their taxes, and also it just went on fire. This is called a stacked list. These are by far the best list possible, but you can only get this list. You can only get this list, by the way, by going and using AI for it. Back in the day, now I'm an old man, back in the day you couldn't do this. You had to manually get these crazy expensive softwares. ChatGPT will literally do it for you, absolutely for free. So stacking a list, very, very underrated, very, very, very important here, okay? Leave that on for a second. So by the way, if you can say, Zach, I can only call 300 people this month, I would say, then do this. By far, if you tell me, Zach, you have 200 calls, you have to get a deal after 200 cold calls, this is what I do. Okay? That's what I do. Now, what is my daily system for getting leads every single dang day? Well, if you have $0 budget, here's my daily lead system. So it's gonna be my daily lead system. Okay? I would go out here and make 100 calls a day. Then from there, I am going to write 100 texts a day on Google Voice. That is going to be basically, we're gonna do like 7 an hour for like 16 hours. What's 7 times 16? I'm not smart.
I
guess I'm smart, but I'm not like crazy on this. 16 times 7. It's 112. All right, good enough. Basically, I'm going to send 100 texts on Google Voice. Now, you can only send about 5 to 6 texts per hour. That's kind of sucks. So you have to get multiple Google Voice accounts, right? You're going to send about 100 texts. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go out here and you are going to put at least 50 sticky notes out. If you can put 50 sticky notes, now what do you mean sticky notes? You're going to have a little sticky note. You're going to go in from a dollar store, cost $1. You're going to physically write this. Hey, this is Zach. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. And then put your Google Voice number. All right? And then you are going to go out. All right. Wow, that's a lot better. But basically, you're going to go slap that on one specific list. This list is a list that you can't cold call. If you call this list, you're going to have terrible results. This list is called the pre-foreclosure list. Do you see how I didn't mention that for calling? This is by far the worst list to go out here and pull if you are cold calling. But this is an amazing texting list and probably one of the best lists for sticky notes. How do you get this list? Well, just go to freewholesale.com. We teach that in there. But basically, this is going to be the list pendants. And most likely I'll just call it an NOD, the notice of defaults. We teach this in freewholesale.com in the marketing module. But you're going to pull pre-foreclosures and you're just going to put sticky notes on the house. I'm like, Zach, how do I make a route? There's an AI called Gemini, okay? And the company that made Gemini AI, they own Google Maps. So it's Google's AI. Just search Google AI chatbot, Gemini AI. If you have YouTube, you have an account for it. The whole point of this is Google say, here's a route of 50 properties. Give me the most effective route, like I'm a DoorDash driver. It will give you the most systematic route you can possibly do. Pretty dang cool, right? XLeads has an AI route planner, but that's if you have XLeads. Use Gemini. I'm definitely not spelling Gemini right. All my astrology girl.
To Gemini.
Gemini is very specific to Google.
Gotcha.
Awesome. So the point here is you're going to go and map this out, okay? Now, if you're into astrology, you probably know how to spell Gemini, so congratulations. But basically, outside of that, you won't be able to spell it. So just search Google AI. It's going to be way easier, way simple for you there, okay?
I'm sorry, Zach. Sorry to
Hey,
interrupt.
Zach, would you explain why the pre-foreclosure is good for texting and sticky notes, but not cold calls?
Yes. So pre-foreclosure is a list of people that don't pay their mortgage, okay? So if you don't pay your mortgage, that means that you don't really have money to pay it, right? And unfortunately, pre-foreclosures are one of the easiest lists to go pull. Any software pulls pre-foreclosures. That means loan shark companies, credit card companies, home servicing companies, and most importantly, banks. If you don't pay the bank, guess what the bank's going to do? They're going to call you 17 times a day. Then they're going to go and call basically, what do they call them? Like financial services companies, which are basically loan sharks. They're going to go and call you too, say, give us money, give us money. And you get like 30 calls a day if you don't pay your mortgage. You probably never did that, so you don't know that. And I've never done it, but I've seen it firsthand. Motivated sellers, I go to their house, they get like 5 calls in an hour. It's insane. So they end up just not picking up the phone. They're like, I'm done answering the phone. So that's why.
Sorry, Zach. Just one more thing with the Gemini map or any AI map, because I tried this before. Just double check the places that it gives you, because sometimes, for example, if you're going in a straight line, it would send you up, down, straight, back. It's not 100% accurate until you make sure that it is 100% accurate.
I like that. That's a good idea. Thanks, man. I like that. That's a great tip, dude. I love it. So again, this is what we're going to do. And you're going to be doing this every week. Now, if you come to me and say, Zach, I don't want to do that. You're already in the challenge, bro. You ain't getting out of this so easy. Are you more afraid to be broke or more afraid to go out here and work hard? Like, I just physically don't understand it. So a couple questions I get. Zach, what if I call them and they say, I hate you? Okay, I'm sorry you hate me. My mom thinks I'm cool. I'm going to go to the next person then. Like, again, it's weird for me because I have people like give me like DMs. No, it's every day, but it's like 0.5% of my followers. They will go and tell me, Zach, you're a terrible person. I hate you, blah, 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 blah. Now, do I care? Not really. Because I'm like, well, 99.999% of people think I'm pretty cool. So why am I going to let one person determine how I view the world, right? And the way I view the world, if someone says something mean to you, is this. My mom, I can call her right now, she thinks I'm a pretty awesome guy. And I value her opinion way higher than Johnny Boy 62 on the internet, who thinks I'm stupid. My mom's known me my entire life. Johnny Boy 62 has watched a 5-minute video of me. Same thing with you calling. If one person has had 15 seconds to know about you, your family, how you view the world, the great things you've done in life, and they've determined because you're trying to buy their house that you're a terrible piece of poop, why are you going to value their opinion? So first and foremost, that's how I deal with haters 101. Now, number 2, texting. That kind of sucks. You got to text 5 out per hour. Get multiple Google Voice can be fine. Now, the biggest question why most people don't put sticky notes out is, Zach, what do I do if somebody gets out the door and says, why are you putting a sticky note on my door? You have 2 choices. You can tremble in fear, or you can stand your ground. Hey, I work with my partner and we're looking to buy properties in the area. Are you interested? He might ask you to take a stick in off the door. He might say, get out of here. That's pretty much it. Now, I have never in my life, and I have helped about 100,000 people put sticky notes out. I've never had one seller, and I'm just telling you this because this goes back in your mind. I've never had one seller get out of the house and say, you put a sticky note on my house. Bang! That's never happened. That's never happened. Okay? That's 0% chance happening. You know why I know this? I went to high school with Jehovah's Witnesses sometimes. And I asked them, because I was stupid back then, has anybody ever like tried to punch you for knocking on the door? Like, never. And I've knocked on 20,000 houses. Me and my family, we've never had a physical altercation. They might be mad at me, but they never try to hurt me. So I've never met a DoorDash driver and gotten a physical altercation by DoorDashing. So I'm just letting you know. You have this weird fear in your mind that people are going to physically try to hurt you? No. I kid you not. Your biggest issue if you're reverse driving for dollars is going to be and again, I'm saying this nicely, if like a dog chases after you or something, okay, like, I'll be honest, I used to reverse drive for dollars in the hood, and I've said this multiple times, I've had pit bulls being like running at me because people thought it was funny, like crazy stuff. Now, my best advice for that, I said on my 27-hour live stream, is to just jump on a car if a pit bull's running at you, because pit bulls don't know how to climb cars. They got little cute short legs. I love pit bulls, by the way. But some people are really nasty people, and they might do that if you're in like the hood. So I would not reverse drive if I was in the hood. If you're not in the hood, 99.99999% chance it ain't gonna happen to you. Someone's gonna stick their chihuahua at you. You'll be fine. So that is my daily lead system. I wish I could complicate it, but the human beings can really only focus on 3 things in their mind when it comes to a system. So these are the 3 I'd be doing. And the whole point is you do this every single day, you will get results. So the point is next week, I better see somebody going out here and doing this. And so I have some prizes, okay? If by next week, if you're able to prove to me that you made 100 calls a day, 100 texts, and you put 550 sticky notes out, I'm gonna do this. The next person that can post 10 sticky notes they put out tomorrow, not today, if you could prove to me that you put you're going to take a picture of 10 sticky notes and you're going to make 1 post on school. If you could do that, I will physically give you 1,000 free skip traces. That's how this is.
Question, Zach. So does that mean you're going to finally tell us how to report our KPIs to you every day?
Yes, I will. So it's not like M2M. So inside of M2M, I can physically go inside of your X-Leads account and have my team, and we actually can just find out your actual real KPIs without you even showing it to me, because I own the system and I can go into anyone's back end. I can't go inside of your Google account. Okay. And by the way, we need permission to do that in M2M. You need to give us permission to do that. I can't physically go inside your Google account and prove that. So I'm going to have to go honor system right now today on this, which really sucks. I hate to do that. So that's why the rewards, you got to post 10 sticky notes. You get 1,000 free skips. I'm going to do this for the first 20 posts over the next 7 days. We're going to give away 20,000 skip traces to anybody that can post that. All right? Make sure you do that, okay? So let me give everybody the link here. All right? But overall, guys, just FYI, this is exactly how you get motivated sellers, how you get wholesaling deals. But all right, let me get a link for everybody on here.
Yeah,
What did you say to put on the note, on the sticky note?
Yeah, that's great. So actually, let me just write it on the board. It might be even easier. But what's your name? Who said that?
Chantel.
Chantel? Even easier.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey,
Hey.
this, I'm writing it. Hey, this is, oh my gosh. Okay, U-N-T. Hey, this is Chantel. And I had a quick question about your property. Please call me. Then you're gonna put your number.
And you like being vague like that intentionally instead of saying anything about buying?
Yes, that is the entire point. If I put, okay, who said that? Duncan? Duncan, if I put that on your house right now in front of your front door, would you probably call that?
I'd say it's 50-50.
50-50. So you're just going to be like, whatever. Okay, I know human beings are very curious creatures. Who in the world who put that note on my door? Now you might be like, wait, hold on. Is that my neighbor Jeff? And most people, Duncan, I don't know where you live, but sometimes people run over people's mailboxes. People like damage the property by accident. Did this guy damage my house? They're always going to call, usually. Just letting you know. I know it's 50-50, but it's curious. It's the point is pure. Now, if you went, I want to buy your house for cash, you ain't going to get any calls. The point is, the whole point of this is just to get on the phone with someone who owns a house that is ugly or in a pre-foreclosure. Because it's hard to get a hold of someone in a pre-foreclosure on the phone right there. Once you get them right there, it's where you stick them. And so, I mean, you give them an offer, right? So that's kind of the whole point on here. So let me give everyone the link to submit today.
Hey, Zach, I've got a question for you.
Of course.
Have you ever had luck with saying, please, because if I got that note on my door, I would probably text the number. Have you had luck saying, like, please text me or call or text?
Call just feels more urgent. Text is like, you know how human beings work. Now, they might text you, that's fine. If they text me, hey, what's going on? Hey, man, yeah, this is Zach. Hey, I remember going by your house. Can you just call me? This is more of a conversation. This is more of something we should say over the phone.
Gotcha. It makes sense. Being vague makes their interest. Opposed to call.
And trust me, I've tried a lot of stuff. I'm just letting you know. I've tried a lot of different things, okay? Okay.
Okay, Zach, the link you're putting, you said it's for today. Is this pulling the things every day to report our stuff?
No, once a week. Once a week.
Okay, so it's once a week, and it's this link right here once a week, and send it to...
I'll give it to you right now.
Okay, thank goodness. Thank you.
No problem, Amy.
If anybody's going to be doing this on a large volume, I know a lot of people said it, and I actually got it from the school community idea. This is a stamp. You go on AliExpress or you get it from anywhere, and it says the same thing that Zach wrote. You could customize it. You just put it on a post-it, and it makes life easier instead of rewrite again.
Zach, you think the handwriting aspect is better than...
No, stamping's way better. But again, this is $0 budget, okay? $0 budget. I'm trying to help, I'm trying to help everyone out here, right? But yeah, it's way better.
A handwritten stamp, and then you write it.
Handwritten stamp, yes.
Copy it, and then he'll make a stamp out of your handwriting.
Yeah, I literally show that. And by the way, for anybody in here that's like, I didn't know that, you clearly didn't go through the marketing modules in Wholesale.com. I caught you. You got caught red-handed. I literally have an entire slideshow showing this. Just FYI. I know you skipped through the course, but hey, whatever. I'm not going to call anybody out. I'm just saying. All right, cool. Alrighty.
Hey, Zach, somebody asked, how do you distinguish the people that call you back based on the sticky notes you post?
So you're never going to 100% know that unless you have like the craziest memory of all time. So what I highly recommend you do, okay, is you just use this script. That's a great question, by the way, man. So again, what you say is, first people are going to be coming in hot, okay? They're not picking up a sticky note all like, oh, what's going on? They're coming in hot usually, okay? So let me set the tone here. Why are you pushing on my door? What's going on? How are you? What do you want from me? If you do not know how to answer that, you say, no deal. Hey, this is Zach. Yes, I did put a sticker on your door, or maybe my partner did. I was just trying to see if you were interested in selling your property. Why did you put it on my door? Hey, that was my partner. His name's Rick. Crazy guy, right? Why got you here? Are you interested in selling the property? How dare I hate that Rick guy too, trust me. Trust me. He's my dad. Trust me. I already have a partner if he wasn't my dad. Trust me. Ugh. Father sons, right? Let me talk to him. Well, he lives in a different house. I can call him probably after. He's probably looking at some houses right now. I can probably call him after. Okay, go do that. Okay, I will. Let me just get off the phone with you. Weirdo. It's simple. Hey, my partner did or I did. Just put it. He probably did there. He's just looking for people who are looking to sell. Are you looking to sell your property? I'm looking to buy it for cash. Simple. So That's the easiest way to go around it. So that is, hey,
Track is how do they differentiate? So when somebody calls, how do they mark them off because the seller didn't give them a time of day to tell them the address, etc. Like what is your best advice to keep track?
well, remember the question, are you interested in selling it? If they say no, what's the point of even getting their address? If they say yes, say, okay, perfect. We put a sticky note on a couple properties today. Can you just remind me exactly which one it was? Can you tell me which property it was? The point is, that's the whole point. So, okay, let me get everyone their link today. So we start doing this.
Can you unmute Autumn? She's asked like 100 times and she has put her hand up.
Okay.
I dropped the link in the chat for the what is it, the stand?
Yeah.
AliExpress, that's pretty cheap then, right? How much was it?
Let's see. The total, including everything, cost me $20.
Dude.
And that includes the only reason it cost me $20 is because I also got the egg.
Bro, that's what we call an ROI. Okay, ROI of carpal tunnel syndrome. Right. So I love that, man. So that's the link, guys, I just put there. That's in-person local wholesaling and exactly how to manage your leads and inside of your CRM. Then from there, I'm going to give you my closing scripts, how to handle objections, and everything you need to know from start to finish here. And so the first part we got to talk about is how to convert people who want to sell their property to a signed contract. Again, so that is the entire point of acquisitions. We want to move somebody who says, yes, I am interested, I'm thinking about selling my property, to someone who actually has a contract signed. That is what acquisitions is. Okay, we are not forcing the sale. We're doing more qualification than anything else. And really the point you're going to be thinking about here if you want to start getting good at closing motivated sellers is exactly how in the world am I going to bring someone who wants to sell to actually go out here and sign a contract? It's all qualifications. Hey, are you the right fit for a cash offer? Now, you got to learn in acquisitions, you got to be okay with just, how do I say this the right way? You got to be okay with saying no to somebody. Even if it seems like you're going to make money, it will give you so much heartache and so much pain. So the way I kind of describe this is if somebody wants the most of their house and they're willing to wait and sit on it, they have no motivation to get rid of it quick, bring them to a realtor. And, it's, what they say, like, if you let them go and when they come back, that's yours. Same thing with a motivated seller. They have to be really motivated to actually want to go with you right here, right? So again, does the seller fit the criteria? So this is what the acquisitions flow basically looks like from start to finish. And so when you're just getting started in acquisition, someone looking to sell their property, you want to hit them with the MCTP, which we kind of went over, last week. But again, motivation, condition, time frame, and price. So, hey, Mr. Seller, why are you looking to sell your property? C, condition, can you tell me a little bit more about the property? T, time frame, when are you looking to sell? And P is price. What's the price you're looking to get out of the property? What is the ballpark figure that you're looking to get rid of the house for, right? And so roughly, right when someone says, yeah, I think I am interested in selling it, or I'm thinking about selling my property, that is when you hit them with that script. Now, going on here to step 2, you're then going to go out here and set your appointment. And so this is local, this is in person, but again, they say, you know what, I am interested, I have some motivation. Okay, cool. When's a good time for me to go and see you at the property? Then you're going to step 3, underwrite the deal. Just figure out roughly what the deal is worth. What is a cash buyer, that rich son of a gun landlord, is going to buy our property for? That is roughly where we're at on this situation. Where in the world are they going to buy our property for? Then we're going to be on step 4, which we're going to condition the seller. So we're going to break down conditioning a seller. Basically, this is the process of explaining to that motivated seller, hey, are you ready to make a yes or no decision on selling your property? Simple as that. Now, this is going to avoid someone giving you the dreaded maybe, I don't know, I'll think about it, right? So it is very, very important we go out here and condition our motivated sellers, okay? And then from there, after that, we are then going to go out here and make an offer to our motivated sellers. So again, make sure you go out here and give them the right offer that they pretty much have to say yes to, or they have to say no to. They say yes or no, no other maybes, if, ands, or buts. Then from there, we're going to go sign the contract, set the expectations to the seller, and then we go to next week, which is going out here and getting that deal closed, right? I mean, she's getting sold, closing them right now. Now, some of y'all, and let me know live, right? Are you virtual, in person? I would love to know kind of where roughly we're out on this, but I will tell you this, okay? Virtual wholesaling is actually less steps, right? The extra step is really setting the appointment. You don't really set the appointment in virtual wholesaling. You kind of strike when the iron's hot. When they're ready to sell, that's when we go out here and give the offer. And so your acquisitions flow in virtual wholesaling is going to be, again, number one, MCTP, motivation, condition, time frame, price. Then what you're going to do is you're going to condition the motivated seller for a yes or no decision. Then you're going to underwrite the deal. And then once they're conditioned and it's underwritten, then you just go give an offer, right? Remember, condition is just making sure they're ready for the yes or no decision. If they are ready for that yes or no decision, boom, boom, boom. We're going to go to get them closed right there. Then from there, you make the offer, they sign the contract, you set your expectation to the seller, and boom, we got a nice closed, awesome deal done right there. And so we're going to kind of go through that flow right now, right? And so first and foremost, we have to underwrite the deal. Now, I don't want to get into like this whole like underwriting, comping, masterclass type thing today. But the one thing I will tell you is when it comes to underwriting your deal, you know, like a quick, simple, easy way, which I would say just go to X Leads, go and comp a couple properties, figure out the ARV. Honestly, I would just use the X Leads value as an ARV. Really, like, again, with this challenge, I'm not trying to complicate it. I'm not trying to stress you out. I'm not trying to make you overthink things. I just use X Leads. If you have the Pro or the X plan on X Leads, it will instantly give you an MAO. So if you do want that, you go to xleads.com, xleads.com. You'll be good to go right there. But honestly, for most people starting out, if you don't want to pay for any softwares, I would use my version of ChatGPT. So we have that inside of the welcome tab, pretty much our AI bot. Which will go out here and calculate the repair costs for you. And it will calculate pretty much everything. You just got to put all of the details in there, and you should be pretty much set to go on there. Now, the cool part about our customized ChatGPT, which is free, which is in the welcome tab for everyone. Actually, I'll go link this while we're doing this right now for everyone. But what it's going to do is roughly you put exactly what type of repairs can be done. It'll spit out an exact repair cost calculation for you. And it's all done for you, which is really cool on the free section. Now, Xleads is a lot quicker and a lot more accurate. But I'll be honest with you, there is a reason why I'm not stressing over how to underwrite your deal and make it all perfect. The reason is, actually, I skipped that one, but we'll go back to that one. You just have to lowball. At this point, especially in this challenge, you cannot afford, literally and figuratively, to go out here and get too technical with how much to offer and do all these things. You have to offer such a low amount, it worries you like crazy. And so, like, one rule I always have is, if you're a little more advanced, I'll give this to you, but like, you know, everyone wants to calculate their MAO. Well, whatever your MAO is, multiply that by 0.7. So if your MAO here is, let's do $200,000, multiply by 0.7, your new offer, your LAO should be 140 grand, which means that is what we initially will offer the seller. So roughly, my calculation I'm going to tell you is whatever you think a cash buyer will buy it, just cut 30% off the top. And that's what you offer. Okay. Simple as that. And so that's how I go out here and calculate exactly how much to offer. I don't overcomplicate it. I do not overthink. I'm not even going to do more than one slide on this because everyone wants to get into the calculations. You multiply it by this. And you got, guys, at this point, we're playing a game in wholesaling, especially starting out. And some people are saying my audio is a little choppy. I don't think it is, but I will confirm with everyone just so everyone can hear me really quick. Is the audio good? Okay, we're good. I'm going to keep it
good.
All right, perfect. We're going to keep this up. So, okay. So your offer needs to be what the ARV is minus the repairs, and then figure out whatever our calculation is going to be. Again, I'm going to link it below. Everyone here is inside of freewholesaling.com, the school community. So you really shouldn't be stressing out. Again, I'm going to give everyone the link to the ARV offers modules. But again, it's all in freewholesaling.com, how to calculate repairs, all these things. I'm going to give everybody basically my little cheat sheet formula, free little AI software in there. It's going to be there, again, right there inside of freewholesaling.com. I'll tell you exactly what your LAO needs to be and exactly how much to offer. You're going to be set up right there. So you perfectly don't need to stress. Again, I'm going to show inside of here again how much to make an offer. So again, it's going to be right here. Now, again, we
kind of break this down all in here, how to use the software with AI
to really figure out exactly how to do it. Now, if you have pictures of the property, that's definitely going to be way, 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 way better. There's no point of kind of getting into the technicals of this because realestate.com has it inside of there, right? So again, don't stress out, please. Drives me crazy you do, okay? Now, again, the next part of this is conditioning your sellers. Now, this is the point where a lot of people get really stressed out. So let's just talk about this. The reason you condition a seller is because if you give an offer to somebody and you just say, would you take $100,000 for the house? And then they say, maybe. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, come on, take my offer. Like you're going to sell like crazy, okay? And the way I always do this as an analogy, and again, I don't care if people get mad at me for it, but it's like if you ask Susie out to the prom and she says maybe, like that's really not good, okay? I don't know if anyone here is married, but when your husband, or if you're the husband that proposed, what if your future wife or your girlfriend at the time just said, you asked her, will you marry me? And she says, maybe. I don't know. Let me think about it. That's not good, okay? You would rather it be a clean yes or a clean no. And if you got to think about it, I don't feel too good about it, right? Same thing with offers, okay? I get real emotional about this, okay? Making an offer to motivate sellers just like an engagement to me, okay? It's how it all works, okay? So many people really want to get in this. So I take big offense when a motivated seller gives me a maybe. And so what I've devised is this scheme to make sure a seller never hits me with the maybe. They hit me with a yes or a no. Now, 9 times out of 10, when someone is at a maybe, if you hit them with this, they're gonna move towards a yes. Now, you're also gonna find this, and this happens a lot actually, that you push them a little more, they're gonna be at a no. But most of the time, they're gonna go to a yes, which is the point here. And so again, before we give a offer to a motivated seller, we are going to make them give you a yes or no decision. Hey, Mr. Seller, are you ready to make a yes or no decision about selling the house before I come over and see it tomorrow? 9 times out of 10, they are always going to say, yes, I'm ready to make a decision. Simple as that. Because once you give them an offer and they say, oh, I don't know, you're going to say, hey, I know I'm a man of my word. I just want to know if you're a man of your word. You did say you were ready to make a decision. Like, well, I did say that, didn't I? Okay, let's take it. Very important. Now, something else is they could say, I can't make a decision right now. Okay, why is that? Well, my wife's at work and she gets off in 30 minutes. I can do it with her. I do everything with her. Okay, perfect. Well, let me know when your wife's home and I'll give you a call back. That's the whole point. A maybe is going to kill your deal. Remember, time kills all deals. Do not want to be that person, that guy or gal out here that's going out here and making offers ain't going to work, okay? So condition your sellers, okay? Condition. One of the scripts I like doing it is like, hey, Mr. Seller, just so I don't waste your time or my time, are you ready to make a yes or no decision about selling the property when I go and see it at the property tomorrow? Simple as that. That is how you condition motivated sellers. Now it's ready to go out here and make the offer. And so the appointment, seeing the house, all these things, we can get all complicated about this, but honestly, when it's ready to give the offer to the motivated seller, there are pretty much 3 or 4 simple closing scripts and closing techniques you can use to go out here and get a motivated seller to say, I'm interested in selling it, to that offer. Again, we're going to go back out here and we're going to look at the flow for local wholesale. Again, hey, Mr. Seller, I'm interested in selling. Hey, Mr. Cash Buyer, I'm interested in selling my property. Okay, well, can you tell me more about the property? I mean, how is it? Roof, repairs, anything like that? Okay, condition and motivation. Why are you looking to sell the property? T, time frame. When are you looking to sell? What's the ideal time frame? Do you want to sell in a week, a month, a year? Do you have a ballpark range you're looking to get rid of the house for? That is price. Okay, well, are you free Tuesday at 3 o'clock so I can go and see the house? Boom, done. Then you're going to underwrite the deal, obviously. You can condition the seller. Then you go meet them in the house and you make the offer, or you do it over the phone for virtual. So again, the first standard closing script that everyone kind of just default does in wholesaling, which is always kind of funny, which is the standard low ball. Okay, the standard low ball, just basically, hey, Mr. Seller, would you take $140,000 for the house? I can buy the house. I'd have to be roughly $140,000. That's basically what the standard low ball like roughly is. Okay, that's kind of where it's at. Now, I think that's fair game. That's what pretty much most wholesalers do. that doesn't really push the needle for success. That's not like, oh my gosh, it's not a world changer for most people. I don't think it's the best. Okay. I don't think it's my favorite one. What I like doing instead is I like to do a reverse price anchor. But before we get into the reverse price anchor, we got to talk about a price anchor. And so a price anchor is going to be basically when you kind of throw out a really low price to get them down. So most old school price anchoring techniques, right? We got these old books from the 1980s and 70s about, how to go out here and close people, right? And, these are books. I love Tom Hopkins. This is a book from 1979, 1980, 1982. Okay, 1982, old Tom Hopkins book out here. And he has price anchoring everywhere, right? So if you go out here, he calls marketing prospecting. That's someone's an old person, no offense, if they call it marketing prospecting. But basically, he talks about price anchoring a lot too. And this is a book from the 80s, right? I mean, look how old that book is. But basically, price anchoring is in the wholesaling space, okay? This is an old classic, oldie but goodie topic here. But again, price anchoring is going to be when you just throw out a crazy low offer and you just do it, kind of blame yourself. And so what I basically mean by this is, hey, Mr. Seller, ideally in the perfect world, I would want to buy this house for $130,000. That's just what a classic old school price anchor is. In the ideal perfect world, 130, right? And it's like in the negotiations, right? You can basically offer that. In an ideal world, I'd love to buy this Ferrari for $5,000. In an ideal world, you can basically say anything you want in that. Now, I prefer not to do that type of price anchor because what I found doing this is the seller just gets mad at you and then they're just angry at you. So the way I like to say this, and again, maybe my analogies don't land with everyone, but if you want to tell a family member they need to lose weight, do you want to be the person to break that news, or do you want someone else to say that? Right? You do not want to be the bad person. Okay. In an ideal world, you should probably weigh 180 pounds and not weigh 600 pounds. They're going to be mad at you, right? Now you can say this. Could you believe my friend Jeff? He said that you need to weigh 180 pounds, not 600 pounds. Ugh, can you believe him? Right. And again, I know that sounds stupid, but it is the world of difference to have a collective dialogue. Why do you think, and then and again, I don't get my whole debate on this, but like, why would you think he would say that? Do you think you need to do that? Again, Zach's marriage advice tips are not the best. Do not use this at home, folks. And my wholesaling advice is really good though. But basically, you want to, when you give out a low offer, you want to basically be able to blame somebody else on that. So you're not the bad person. Again, some people call it good cop, bad cop. I don't prefer that term anymore because people really like to run with it. They like to go crazy on that term. Reverse price anchor is the best one. So you're doing a price anchor, but you're you're doing a price anchor, but the blame's on somebody else. And so again, with a price anchor, someone says, that's way too low. Oh my gosh, no. And then you're like, well, I just said that in an ideal world. I'm sorry, the damage has already been done. Now, if you do a reverse price anchor, which something I like is basically, hey, I was telling my partner Rick about it, and he said he wanted to buy this house for around $140,000. All the anger and blame's towards him. Now, some people say, well, that means you are not the decision maker. No, hey, John, I'm the decision maker. That's why I'm here. Because Rick would go out here and want to buy this for the lowest price possible. Then they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then from there, you negotiate. Well, I know that his offer is way too low. Well, what price works for you? Then you negotiate right there. So you're kind of the person mediating the warring sides for this. And so that's why the reverse price anchor I've always found to be the best lowball strategy. Now, there's obviously one that is slightly a little better, and I guess I didn't write it on here, but it's basically I call it the price first method. So you do these methods when somebody just doesn't say the price first, right? And so I think this is old like sales, everyone says, but like whoever gives the price first loses. I don't really think that's a correct assessment, but most old school sales guys are like, whoever gives the price out first loses. And that used to work in the 60s, 70s, 80s, but honestly, people know their worth. And if they don't, then they usually just give out the most ridiculous offers. So if someone's willing to sign a contract for 180, if they have to say the price first, they'll just throw out 230 because why not? where we're going to throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. That's what most motivated sellers coming into 2025, coming into 2026 and 2025 are kind of like. But yeah, you gotta say, what price do you need to sell the house for? And they spit out a price, then you can negotiate from there. But it really depends on where you want to be. I like just throwing out low ball offers. That's always worked best for me. Another one I like to give is the dollar bill method. Now, use this at your own risk. You need a little more motivation for this tactic, but it's a great closing tactic. Again, you can basically say, hey, Mr. Seller, what price do you need to get rid of the house for? Then they say, I don't know. What do you mean? You don't know what you need to sell the house for? I don't know. Like, okay. I mean, like, would you take $1 for the house? And then they say, well, no. Oh, okay. I obviously, I would assume you'd not take $1 for the house. I mean, if some magic fairy came out here and offered to buy your house for $1 million, would you take it? And they always say, yeah, of course I take $1 million for this house. I'm like, okay. Well, we've clearly established you would take a number between $1 and $1 million. What number is that? And basically you play gotcha at them. They're, oh, I don't know. Oh, nope. I caught you in a trap. Okay. And so you could be like, well, would you take a $2? And there's like, no. Would you take $3? No. Would you take just give me a price, because I'm just going to go from 4 all the way to 5. And no, I'll take 60,000. Oh, okay. You frustrate people, right? And it's, again, not for the faint of heart, but it is a closing tactic that does work a ton of the time. And so highly, highly recommend that closing tactic if that's something you know what you can do. But then from there, they will go out here and sign the agreement with you, which is the contract, which we have in freeholstein.com, as we know. And we'll go out here and get the deal. Now, you are going to get some common objections going out here and giving offers to motivated sellers. One of the most common objections that I find, and this is more on the cold calling side, more of the marketing side, but it can seep into your acquisitions, is going to be, first and foremost, what's your offer? What's your offer? What's your offer? Like I get this stinking thing done all the time. What's your offer? What's your offer? What's your offer? What's your offer? And it's like, I mean, guys, let me know in the chat. Have you gotten this before where the seller is just like so dang aggressive? They are just, oh my gosh, like I have no idea. Like, I don't know if they took like a testosterone pill. They listened to too much Linkin Park, right before I called them. I don't know, but they were just way too insane. Okay, like the energy is like at a 10. I don't understand, but basically this happens all the time. So what you need to do is hit them with this. So again, I'm going to be the seller. What's your offer? You called me. What's your offer? Tell me your offer. No joke. That's what they sound like. Now, they're trying to fluster you. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, your offer's going to be this. That's what they want you to do. Called an ambush. Old military tactic. But basically, you need to stand your ground. So when someone screams at you, what's your offer? They're trying to fluster you. Now, this is why you have to have this in the back of your pocket, ready to pull out whenever someone hits you with that, okay? Boom, hit you with it. So, what's your offer? What's your offer? Hey, Michelle, I would love to give you an offer in your house right now. They usually shut, because remember, there's that shuts them up, because you hear it. It's like pulling out a treat in front of a yapping dog. They're going to shut up, okay? So, and they start drooling a little. Same to the seller. Hey, Michelle, I would love to give you an offer right now. And then they shut up. Now you got their full attention, because they think you're about to say an offer. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that I give an offer that's actually legitimate and really stands. One of the worst things people do in this industry is they just give a blind offer, and then they go see the house, and then they just change the offer the last minute, right when they got you. I don't do that. What I want to do is, when I give you an offer, is a legitimate offer that I can actually put my name on. So to do that, I actually have to go out and see the house with you. So what's a good time for me to see you at the property? 2 o'clock tomorrow sound good? The whole point is, this completely separates the unmotivated people from the motivated people. Okay, like it is a clear separation. 100% of the people who are interested in selling the property are going to be like, okay, well, come by so I get an offer so I can get rid of the house. All the unmotivated people who are just tire kickers do not want you to actually come by their house, because they actually don't want to sell. Now, I'll tell you the truth about people. People, I mean, unless they're really like really social, they don't really want you to come by their house if you don't need to. No one really wants strangers around their house if they don't need to. But I will tell you, if they need to get rid of the house, they're willing to do that, right? So that's kind of the point. What's your offer? I have to go meet you at the property. That is the best way to solve that issue. Now, we got some questions. What if you're a virtual wholesaler?
Getting those fixes.
That one gets a little more difficult. Okay. At that point, if someone says, what's your offer? What's your offer? You would say, hey, I would love to give you an offer about your property. Can I just ask you a couple more questions first? Then you kind of more into qualifying to really get more about basically, first and foremost, get them conditioned and make sure you know more about the condition of the property, basically, no pun intended, but like the repairs and the comps and stuff like that. You need to buy some more time for that. So that's how you do it in virtual wholesaling and in-person wholesaling. Okay. So again, that's one of the worst objections. And you can drop your objections that you can't answer in the chat. I'm more than happy to go look at it and see it. But yes, you're going to have some absolute insanos. Okay. Give you the craziest things. How did you get my number? My partner, Rick, got me the number. I guess he used a website to find people that with their phone numbers and properties we're looking to buy. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I hate that Rick guy too. I hate that guy so much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how we do it. Now, some other objections obviously are going to be, now, I don't know if I want to sell. Well, what are we doing sitting around and wasting our time here, right? But basically, this is kind of more for cold calling, but I guess I wanted to put it on here today too. But like, hey, I don't know if I want to sell. Well, were you thinking about selling before I called you? Not really. Okay, that's fine. Then bye-bye. And then the worst objection, and again, the reason I say it's the worst objection is because there's really nothing you can do with this objection. Because if you do not condition your motivated seller and you give them an offer and they say, okay, thanks, Teresa, I'm going to think about it though. You just got to sit there like, okay, Teresa, please let me know when you've made your decision. It's like the prom thing, okay? Susie, you want to go to prom with me? I'll think about it. Okay, Susie, please let me know when you decide if you want to go with me or not. Hey, Jane, let me know if you decide if you want to marry me or not after this engagement. I'll have the ring on standby for you. Like, it sounds pathetic. And I promise you, as the young ladies now say, they'll get the quote ick. All right, that's what the young millennials call it. They get the ick, and then they won't like it. And it seems a little pathetic. And it's actually a true thing. The crazy part about it is, if you go out here and like you're just begging the seller to just choose you, hopefully, okay, like you're in this weird beauty pageant, the seller's going to be kind of turned off by it because you're just like overselling yourself and they don't like it, right? So Warren, the whole offer good for 24 hours thing does not work. I've tried it. I've been in wholesaling for 9 years. It does not work. Okay. No. And so you always say, well, hey, Michelle, I mean, didn't we make it up for an agreement that you're ready to make a yes or no decision? And this is where I go. I personally found this to be the best one. You hit people at their egos. Okay. Now, if you're dealing with women, they definitely have a lot less ego than men. Okay. They don't need to like puff their chest and beat it like a crazy person. But this is more of a guy's thing. Okay. Where it's like, well, I thought you were a man in your word. Oh, I'm a man in my word. Like really like, now, of course, people are like, I'm a one in my word. It's a big thing for them too. But like for guys, it's like their pride, which is not centered around logic at all. A woman will give you a perfectly logical explanation why they have to think about it. And it's like, but like a guy, oh my gosh, it's all emotions, which is kind of funny, but it's true. So you basically, if you're a man of your word, you told me you're asking no decision. So are you ready to make a decision? Now they're like, okay, perfect. Then they basically change everything from there. So again, very, very, very important. All right. So again, that is the other objection. Now, let's see any objections we got in the chat. What company are you with? So that's a good one. I'm with Zach Ginn. My name's Zach Ginn. I'm with Zach Ginn. I just buy houses. My name's Zach. I buy houses. Simple, right? That's always ready. What's your website? You can go to my Facebook if you want, right? I mean, if we list a property for rent, I mean, it will be on Zillow, I guess. Like, guys, I just want you to know, you don't need to have this crazy professional website. Like you don't need to go nuts on this, right? You give someone your name, I guess. But like, I'm telling you right now, you showing your company info is not going to move the needle for anybody. I'll just be honest with you. Having the sexiest website is not going to push any needle for you. Now, you guys have, and I really want to explain this to Rogelio and anyone watching this, right? This is very important, okay? But you have seen me close so many people live on YouTube. I know a bunch of guys have. Has anybody once asked me what my company's name was? Half the time, but I went over that objection. How many times has somebody asked me for my credibility with my website? Never. Never, ever, ever. You know why? Because I have a belief in myself when I talk to somebody. Now, this word is also a big taboo word, but it's called confidence. All right. When you believe in yourself, the seller has no doubt about you to themselves. Now, again, the greatest Rick quote about acquisitions is, how will the seller believe in you if you don't even believe in yourself? The reason you're being asked for your website and these credibilities is either number one, they're an unmotivated seller, or number two, you're giving off scammy vibes. You do not want to give off scammy vibes. So again, mom and pop investors are a very normal thing. Okay. Very, very normal thing. So again, that is it. I get the objection. You're not really sounding confident in yourself, which again is a belief. You have to believe you can actually do this. And I promise you this, if me at 17 years old, who sounded like this, for my voice got a little deeper. I mean, I don't sound like Morgan Freeman, but still my voice is deep enough. If I, with that high-pitched squeaky voice, 130 pounds, can go out here and really like, dude, I looked like a little child, okay? And I was closing deals left and right because I believed in myself. It does not matter at all, okay? Does not matter, okay? So just got to understand, if I could close it, there's nothing's going to stop you, all right? Very, very important here, okay? Just don't get over your own head on this, okay? And so again, how do you manage your leads? Again, I manage my leads and acquisitions all inside of xleads.com because that's obviously the best. Guys, it's by far the best CRM you're going to use out here with automations, all that stuff. But honestly, we do have a free CRM inside of freewholesale.com. I'm going to link everyone the CRM for free right now. Inside of here, it's going to be in our acquisitions modules. So, oh, that's the wrong one. It's going to be under Wholesale 101. Let's get the CRM. Let's get the CRM for everybody right here. Lead tracking CRM. So I'm going to give everyone the link right now to the CRM. So we don't, here's the free CRM. Now the other paid CRM, obviously xleads.com. You check it out, go to xleads. Pretty dang cool. But that is exactly how you manage your leads. So you can create follow-ups, tasks. Again, one of the biggest things in acquisitions is actually following up with your sellers. So again, very, very important. But overall, guys, that is the process. So let's go to the beginning. Again, local wholesaling, acquisitions, your acquisition flow for virtual. Again, hey, Mr. Seller, how are you? I'm interested in selling. MCTP, set the appointment, underwrite, condition, make offer, sign contracts, set expectations. Now, again, I'm going to give everyone a second to screenshot this or just go out here and write your notes on this because this is the simple flow. Really simple. Again, take a picture with your phone or something, but that's probably what I'd be doing this end. So I'm going to give everyone, let's give them 10 seconds here. All right, let's get it all set up here. All right, we're good. We got it. All righty. Assuming we're good. All righty. Okay. All righty. Good. We're good. Okay, let's do the virtual one real quick. Take a screenshot. Check it out. Look at it. All righty. Okay. All right, we're all good. Virtual. Awesome. So we're all set up there. So perfect. All right, I'm going to go the back one more time here. Also, I'm going to give everyone the link to submit your KPI so you can win your X leads for a year. So let's go out here, and that's the wrong one. Where's my giveaway link? I had that set up. All right, cool. All right, we're set. We'll let everyone know we're here. So this recording will come out anyway. So we're ready to go. All right. So welcome to week 5 of the first deal formula. And what I want to do for week 5 is make it really simple and easy, right? So the real question we have here is, how do we dispo our properties? How do we find cash buyers? How do we qualify them? And how do we get a locked up deal all the way to sold? That is the question we all have today on how to dispo our deals. And so we are currently week 5, the last week. We got to start closing. Got to start getting some deals here. So I want to basically kind of sketch this out for everyone. I think that's going to be the fastest and easiest way. So let me move my notes over here. And we're ready to go. So I'm actually going to make a notepad, because I wrote it all on a yellow notepad today. So we're gonna notepad this up. So we're going to match our notepad. So right here, I think we're all good live here. So I got my notepad here. So we got it written down here. So I just want to show exactly my thoughts on how to dispo properties, how to find cash buyers, and how to do all the ways inside of your disposition. So you got to understand here when it comes to dispositions in your property, right? So again, wholesaling is you lock up a contract, then you go out here and you're going to find the buyer, which is what we're doing today. And then we're going to sell the contract and then go out here and close it, right? Now, in the step process, I guess finding the deal is the one before that, but like all we have to do is find the buyer, sell the contract, get ready to close, right? That is basically what we're focusing on today. Now, the real question is, first and foremost, how do we go out here and find a cash buyer? Well, cash buyers are pretty dang simple, okay? Like I'll be honest with you. A cash buyer is a really simple creature. So cash buyers are our, I guess you can call them our customers, right? These are the people that are actually going to buy our piece of real estate. They're going to buy the contract from us and ultimately be the one buying it. Now, it gets a little confusing exactly how a cash buyer pays us. Does a cash buyer really pay us? Do we get paid from them? And the answer is yes. So the way you got to look at it is if you have basically, let's call it a seller, let's call it you, and look at a buyer right here, right? So if a seller locks up a deal with you for, let's say, $100,000, you agree to sell your contract to the buyer for $120K. At closing, buyer's basically going to give all the money to basically this title company. So they're going to go give it to a title company.
So the location pages are essentially, if you have a website, carlosbuysmiami.com, you would have Miami.
There we go. So basically, you give it all to a title company, and the title company is going to make sure facilitate everything as a third party. They're going to give a $20,000 check to you, and then the title company is going to go out there and give $100,000 to the seller because you agree to give the seller $100,000. That is how you get paid in a wholesaling real estate transaction. Understanding that the cash buyer is the one who gives the title company the money. So technically, all of our checks we get in wholesaling are all from a closing attorney or from a title company. But what you got to understand is the buyer is the one that gives the money to the title company. So they're really the customer here. So a lot of people really kind of get this a little confused here. And they think, oh my gosh, like how in the world do I go out here and find a cash buyer? How do I do all these things? It's honestly a pretty dang easy and simple process, right? So let me get the audio a little more cleaned up right here. But basically, there we go. It's going to sound a little better right now. There we go. But let's see. There we go. Should sound a lot better here. But make sure everyone in the chat can hear me. Awesome. Cool. So again, the title company is going to go out here and give you $100,000 to the seller, and then you get your 20 grand. So again, the real question here, okay, that's the customer. How in the world do I find them? How do I find a cash buyer? Pretty dang simple. You could have money, you could have no money. Cash buyers are simple creatures. Okay. A cash buyer likes to make money. All right. So you got to understand they are very money motivated creatures. Okay. So the truth is, if you send a deal, so if you have a deal and it's a deal that they can't make money on, okay, I want you to understand, if it's a deal they can't make any good money on, they will be very upset and angry at you. Okay. Cash buyers love making moolah. They love making money. So just understand, you sending a deal to a cash buyer where they ain't going to make money, they ain't going to like it. Now, you might be like, well, how does a cash buyer make money? A cash buyer is going to make money either by buying the property and renting it out, which obviously produces cash, or they are going to buy the house, renovate it, flip the property for a profit, and make cash. This is the two ways how cash buyers make money. All you got to understand here. So if those are the two ways they really buy deals, now you could do land banking and the property appreciates. I'm not going to get into all that hoopla right now today because I think it's kind of dumb, especially overall looking at how most cash buyers operate. But I will tell you this, they're either going to want to rent out the property or flip it. That is it. And this is essentially how we find a deal. So it's like, we got to find people who like to rent out property, and we like to find people who flip houses. This is the secret on how to actually go out here and find them. Okay. So we don't look for a cash buyer. Okay. All right. You don't go out here and look for a cash buyer. You look at where there are. Okay. That's as simple as you can make it. So how do you find a cash buyer? How do you find these people? Well, it's pretty dang simple. There's about 8 ways I found to find a cash buyer. So again, the question is how to find a cash buyer. Pretty simple. There are 8 known ways. And if you're live, you can comment the ones that you already know, but I doubt everyone's going to get all 8 today. But number 1 way to find a cash buyer that I found when you don't have any money, we're going to leave it red today to make it simple and easy for everyone here. Let's go here. There we go. Oh yeah. Hey, there we go. Caesar and Jonathan already know the answer. But basically, it's going to be the Zillow for rents. Okay. By far, the Zillow for rents is one of the greatest ways to go out here and find cash buyers. The Zillow for rents. Now, the whole point here is if you go to Zillow and you look at the for rent section, they're pretty much everywhere. So let's go into Zillow right here and look. So let's choose a market. Again, let's choose Columbus, Ohio really quick, right? If we go here, we go to Columbus, Ohio, and we go to the for rent section. I think everyone can see it. You go to the for rent section, and you're going to find all these like corporate like type homes, which not what we're looking for. We're going to look for actual houses. Home type, house, entire place. Cool. We'll go to more. And we can look for that'd be fine. Okay. And what you're going to do here is you're going to get rid of the apply instantly. Those are usually property managers that do it. So this one has, okay, let's get rid of this one. Okay, until we stop finding okay, that one looks good. I'm going to open that in a new tab. Just click this one real quick. This one, oh, no, this looks like it's a property manager because usually a phone number should pop up here. Let's click this one. Let's see. Yeah, this is a property management service. So let's go out here and find okay. So you see how these look more professional? This one's not a professional right here. So maybe, let's look at this one. Varsity Realty, bro. Varsity Realty owns this entire city, apparently. First Place Realty, oh boy. Okay. We're gonna, let's get rid of the apply instantly here. So all we're going to do here is look for properties that are currently for rent. All right. So we're going to go here. Let's see, probably. Okay. Right here, property owner. Cool. So this address right here is currently being listed by the property owner, Juan Hu Wu. Andy Rental. I don't even know what this is. But let's just look him up real quick. Xuandu Wu. Andy Rental Principal. Dune and Bradstreet. Okay. So if you want to go check this guy out, it's actually kind of funny. So like, let's say you have no money, you want to find a cash buyer. But if you go right here and you look at Slumlords of Columbus, Ohio, my landlord, Fan Yi Zhang, finally went to court and got 2 years probation. Oh, wow. Her and her husband, Zhang Hu Andy Wu, owns 35 properties in Franklin. They send other tenants in as their workers. They send other tenants in as their workers. Interesting. It took 3 of them, and now it's a Messer Drywall does. Interesting. So it looks like this guy owns a lot of property. So if you go here, Andy Rental LLC is his LLC. So we're going to look up Andy Rental LLC. In Ohio, we see the MapQuest. All right, let's try to find this guy's info. Okay. So what we're going to do is LLC. So let's try to find this guy's phone number. DNB. So we have his info here. Let's look at this company. It's from Dun & Bradstreet. And do we have a phone number here? We have an address. Okay, that's not bad. So let's look up the address real quick. I bet if I look up the person on Facebook, they'll probably pop up though. Okay. Okay, it looks like that's where the guy personally lives. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw this sucker on True People Search. So let's go to True People Search. Let's actually just put the address on. And let's try to find this cash buyer. Should I call this guy? This seems like a really like just, this seems like an invasion of privacy. But basically, we're going out here. We're going to look this person up. And we got their phone number. So let's go try to see if he wants to buy any more from wholesalers. Okay. Perfect. Let's go try to call this guy up. I mean, it looks like he owns a lot of rentals. I mean, I haven't been using X Leads on purpose just to show how to find a cash buyer for free. Hello, hey, is this the owner of 5292 Trabu Road? Yeah. Hello, hey, this is Zach. I'm actually a wholesaler in Columbus, and I was seeing if you're looking to buy any more rentals in that area.
No.
No? Okay, you're not looking to buy any more properties? No? Okay, thank you. Well, I found him. That was pretty gangster. But I guess the main issue was he doesn't want to buy any more. Oh boy. I mean, I'm a little kind of flabbergasted about that one. You own 35 rentals, you don't want to buy any more? What are you gonna do with that money? I mean, Homeboy's gonna be collecting 70 grand a month in rental income. I mean, he could spend some money on some more deals. Why is he being so? Does he know we're live right now? Does he understand that we're live? Does he understand? Slumlords like buying more slums. Okay. And I'll provide them deals. Okay. That's annoying. All right. Let's keep going and find some cash buyers on here. So again, pretty simple to do. I love finding cash buyers on Zillow. It's so simple. So if we go back here, look at this one right here. So that's a management company, Jama Usman. So again, I'm only doing this for free. Like I don't want to be, going out here and doing the paid way. That's disgusting. So again, you kind of have to analyze it. It's a little manual, but look at the pictures. Okay, like this one's done from an iPhone. This one's done professionally. Like you can tell, right? So I'm gonna click this one. This one's listed 9 days ago. This is a management company. Blah. I hate the management company. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's keep going here. Let's find another one. All right. Then no, this one has a realtor sign on it. Let's get this one. It's a management company. By the way, you could also go to X Leads, right? And I'm just showing everyone on here. So if we go to X Leads, so let's go to X Leads. I'll just show you how you can even like. Any of you want to use X Leads? I'm telling everyone X Leads is the best website. So I'm gonna go to. I was just trying to show everyone how to do it for free, but maybe I'm annoying and I just want to show it on X Leads because that's just what I do. But let's use this property for example. So let's go inside X Leads. I just copied one of these. Actually, let me show it. So like this property right here. This one is, it's right here. David Yolanda Sanders. There we go. Simple. Hello, hey, is this the owner of 299 South Warren Avenue? Hello, hey, my name is Zach. I'm actually not looking to rent out your property. I'm actually a wholesaler in the area. I'll just see if you're looking to buy any more rentals. Okay. Okay, how many rentals do you own by chance? Okay, so you're not okay. Well, could I keep your number in mind and follow up? Ah, why hang it up? Bruh. Okay, this is stupid. They usually do want to buy. All right, whatever. We're gonna keep going here. Let's go here. Joshua, I swear, bro, you don't want to buy my deal. We're gonna throw hands. Okay? I don't know you. We're gonna throw hands. Just kidding. I'm not gonna throw hands with this guy, but
Guy's funny.
I don't get it. These are all landlords. They just don't want to. These are all landlords. They just don't want to buy any more deals. This is just ridiculous. All right, let's keep going. Okay, this one's interesting. Okay, this one, it's listed by leasing. So let's just copy this address. Throw the sucker into X leads. And let's go find a cash buyer. All right, cool. So this one's owned by Ryan Mooney. GA North Campus Properties. The guy owns 23 rentals. That's pretty gangster. So I'm just going to search that mailing address. I got emails by GAS Properties. Oh, it's a rent. Oh, property manager rent. Oh, man. So it looks like the management company is also. What? Property manager renting out apartments. Interesting. They have a phone number. I don't know why they close at 5. Cowards. Okay, so we're going to go out here and find another one then. So we'll go out here. Let's keep looking. So it looks like the management company is the landlord. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to try a couple more. Usually they say they're looking to buy something, man. All right, let's keep going here. Paul, where's your number? Listed by Paul and David. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to put this address here. And I'm going to throw it into X leads. Paul and David, right? All right, Paul and David. So if I throw them into X leads right here, looks like it's working. So let's do here.
Number you dialed is not in service.
Bruh. Man. Where's the mailing address? Raven LLC. So I got his email, but. All right, so we're going to go look this guy up. All right, let's actually go on the next one real quick. Okay. So we're going to go here on Visbo. All right. Let's see here. This guy looks like a slumlord. Virgin Restoration LLC. All right, call this person out.
This call may be recorded.
This call may be recorded.
Hello, can I help you?
You're so funny, bro.
Hello, hey, is this the owner of 1362 East 17th Avenue?
Yes, it is.
Hello, hey, my name is Zach, and I'm actually not looking to rent out the property, but I'm actually a wholesaler in Columbus, and I was seeing if you're looking to buy any more rentals.
If you want to check, I'm not this minute, but if you want to check back with me, like maybe in a month, I might be interested.
Okay, perfect. Well, I get a lot of properties under contract in that area. Are you looking to rent out houses, flip, anything? I mean, what's your criteria?
Um, my history has been that I buy houses that need some work, I fix them up, and then I rent them. But I would also be open to something that could be a potential flip as well. I have flipped a few. So I guess either one.
Okay, perfect. And you're looking to buy in just like Franklin County area?
I would also look other places like Clark and Licking and Fairfield.
All right. Awesome. And what was your name again?
Michael Virgin.
Michael. Nice to meet you, Michael. So I appreciate it. If I have anything locked up, I will reach out to you probably in a month, and we'll
What's
see.
your name?
My name's Zach Ginn.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Michael. Have a great one. Finally, the trap is over. I don't have to call any more FISBOs. So just showing you how easy. I mean, how long have been calling these for? I mean, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We found a good cash buyer potentially. So I have no cash, no X leads, nothing, right? Simple. Okay. That is by far the quickest, simplest way to find cash buyers. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining they can't find a deal can't find a cash buyer. There's no cash buyers. There's no cash buyers. Bro, get out of here. Don't give me there's no cash buyers. There's no cash buyers, bro. There's no cash buyers, bro. Oh my gosh. Just so funny. But basically, simple and easy. So that's the first way is Zillow. Now, Facebook groups are another one. I will tell you, I'm not getting in the whole like Facebook groups debate type thing right now, but I will tell you, yes, you can go out here and use Facebook groups. I will let you know with Facebook groups, it is a treasure trove of absolutely trash, terrible, horrible deals and horrible cash buyers and fake cash buyers. You're probably going to be on a 1 to 20 ratio of like legit to fake cash buyers there. Maybe 1 out of 10. It's pretty bad. So again, you can go on Facebook and go to any like real estate investing type Facebook groups. So let's keep it to Columbus, Ohio. But we're going to do the Columbus, Ohio real estate group. So if I go on Facebook right here, I'll pop up. Let's go here. So if I go to like Ohio real estate investing right here, interesting. So again, this person, they might be selling a deal. I don't know, but let's just find. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to go to like the search tab right here, and I like to search at gmail.com. Now, the reason why I like to do at gmail.com is you're going to find people dropping their email. And this is one of my best hacks to do this. So tell me about, so isn't that illegal, Rich? Where's Rich talking about? Put a for sale. Yeah, you can't put a for sale banner on there. But okay. So we are closing 10 to 15 deals a month using a method. Okay, don't do that. But okay. He said he's back for investors. Looks like he's a flipper. This might not be a terrible person, so you can get their phone number and email right there. That's pretty cool. This guy likes posting his stuff. Tristan, congratulations. Oh, wow, he's a poster. So let's keep going here. Ooh, a luxury strip club. Not looking to buy one right now, but maybe I can invest in the future. Just kidding. But okay, this person's looking for a loan. This Anthony guy, he says he is a buyer. So if I click him and message him, I could probably reach out and see if he's a cash buyer. So I don't have to call them. I don't even have to email, but like that's a way to reach out in Facebook groups. Now, are they going to be legit? No, not most likely, but they might like fake be legit, fake not be legit, right? You're going to see a plus or minus. Maybe they are, maybe they, I have no idea, right? So just be very careful with these type of buyers, but you will find some gems in here. Okay, there's some old school guys that love just being in there. Now, I'm going to search drop email. That's another one I like doing. So drop an email if you're a buyer in this area. So we're going to go to comments. Nothing there. Nothing there. Let's keep going. There's nothing too legit here. Looking for a cash buyer in these zip codes. Okay, this guy looks like he is a cash buyer potentially. So you can message him. Interesting. So cash buyers are on here sometimes. I mean, it's a cesspool. It is disgusting. You do not want to stay in the swamp for too long. Roderick, what's up, Roderick? Roderick says he is looking to connect with serious cash buyers in Cleveland. So Isaiah says he is. Sunny says he is. Now, the thing about Isaiah is, again, I am not, and I'll be straight with you right now. Let's look up Isaiah. Okay, Isaiah don't look a day over 22 years old. Okay, and Isaiah might be legit. Okay, he might be legitimate, but I will tell you this. Okay, this profile picture is a red flag for me. Now, again, not because I'm an evil, terrible person, then I'm judging him. I was doing a lot of properties when I was probably his age too. Now, he has a red flag because he's young and he's claiming to be a cash buyer. Now, what's really cool with Isaiah, and this is really awesome, and I'll actually call him on here, right? And I'll see if he's a cash buyer, but basically, I can call this guy up. 859-3840. All right, let's just call this guy up. Call didn't work. He needs a different phone number, but his email probably still works. So actually, I'll just look up his website, right? So maybe it's his LLC. We can look up his LLC. Flipstream Investments. So he is claiming to do 16 to 20 projects a month. Now, he actually legitimately, he might be buying 16 properties a month. I've seen kids way younger than him do it. So automatically, because he's young, there's a little red flag in my mind. But remember, I was young once, and I was doing a lot of deals when I was young too. So he actually might be doing it. Now, the only way we're going to know if he's actually doing it is by looking up and see if he's actually buying the deals or not, right? So let's look here. So you can tell when you look at his website, though. So the Flipstream website. So it looks like he probably works for these guys. So it seems like he's probably an acquisitions agent for them. Okay. So this is an off-market inventory deal, apparently, which is kind of funny. So these Flipstream guys apparently are trying to sell this property. Now, let me look up this house right now. Okay, 1234 Maplewood Avenue. That looks like it's a fake address. And it is a fake address. Great. Thanks, Tyler. So this guy might be a realtor. It seems like he works with this person. Okay. Now, he's looking to sell real estate investment opportunities. So it seems like he is a wholesaler, right? So just trying to do my little like sniff test on this. Okay, our services. So why choose Flipstream? Our process, access off-market deals, support network, long-term relationships. Oh, there's like music hackers. Dang, I have no idea why. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know what's up with that. But basically, we're looking here. I mean, this all signs here are pointing towards this is going to be a wholesaler. But like, can I get an offer? So like, that's the whole point. So the guy's claiming to do a lot of projects. He might be legit. What looks like Isaiah probably works for these guys, which is not a problem, right? he posted this in. So let's look up his profile. Let's search Isaiah's name. He might be on Google right there. So you don't really see much on here on real estate. He's commenting on these things. So I don't see much on it when I actually look at him on there. But most likely a wholesaler. Now, what I would do here, if Isaiah's claiming to still be legit, right? What I would do is we're going to go down here just for a second. And we'll probably erase it. But I'm going to say, hey, Isaiah, can you give me 3 addresses, okay, of properties that you have bought, right? Because you're claiming you're buying 20 properties a month. Now, you're going to look at address 1, address 2, and address 3. And you're going to look at the deed of the property, okay? You're going to look at the deed of the property. So let's go back here and look at this address. Remember this property right here, for example? If this Michael's guy says, I own this house, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up the address, okay? And we're going to go to the Franklin County Property Appraiser, okay? We're going to Franklin County Property Appraiser site in Ohio. So let's make sure we're at the right one. So right here is where the Franklin County Property Appraiser. We're going to do a property search. All right. And that's the number one question. We just got that from Mo. How do I find the deed? So you're going to look up the property right here. So we're going to try this right here. Okay, is this working? Also records. It found none. Okay, so we're going to do the street. Oh, wow, this is very complicated. Okay, it's like a parcel ID search. Okay, so let's figure this out. This is really complicated. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do street. Street name is 17th Avenue. Try that one. '17th. And what's the number on the first? 1362. 1362. 17th. Okay. Let's just do a find sales. Nothing's popping up. This is a complete mess. Okay, we're going to do a simple search. Quick search. Make sure I got the address right. I don't know why it's not working here. East 17th. Oh, it might be. Oh, okay, I see the issue. Might be a formatting. East 17th. Interesting. Okay, it's by name or location. So find parcels. So we're going to do 1362 to 1364. 17th. Okay. And we're just going to do a, just going to find parcels. No results. We're going to do site address. Nope, that didn't work either. Okay, why is this Franklin County? Oh, this is Franklin County, Florida. Yeah, I'm dumb. Okay, we're going to do Franklin County, Ohio property appraiser. See, even the best of us can make mistakes. Okay. This is the auditor. Okay, I think this is Franklin County, Ohio. Let me make sure. 614. Okay, cool. All right. We're going to go here. All right, cool. All right, this is 1362. 1362 East 17th. All right, search. All right, hold on. Let me just make sure we muted everyone on here. All right, we're going to go to East 17. Let's just do 17. Bro, really? East 17th Avenue. Okay. That's one property. Okay, so kind of working. We're going to do address, and we're going to do 1364. We do East 17th. Okay. Sort by address. We're gonna do East 17th. Why? Screw it. Okay. There's multiple ones here, and they only want to show one, which is weird. Okay, so some of these are really stupid. So we're gonna do by address again. Street. This is like the most ridiculous. Search by address. Okay. Example: South High returns South High Street. Oh, I can do the parentheses. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do East 17, and then we're gonna do that so it shows all of them. Dude, this is ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna go back and search this. This should not be this difficult. Owner address. Okay. Dude, this is gonna drive me crazy. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. Hold on. Okay. I can go by his name. Street number. Got the street. 17th. Okay, we're gonna try this. All right, I'm just gonna look up. Let me just cheat for a second. I'm gonna go on X Leads, and let me actually no. Let's just use his company's name. So he said it was Virgin Restoration LLC, right? So we can just throw it on here. Let's search owner name. Oh, wow. So they physically spelled the name out like an idiot. Wow. That's annoying. So again, this is the parcel ID. Bro, 17th at like, how would I have known that I have to physically spell it? Oh, Lord. Whatever. Okay. So Virgin Restoration LLC owns this property, right? This is straight from the Franklin County property. Like this is as real government data as you could possibly get on a cash buyer, right? And you can see here that he bought it for 161. So this is his base value, all this stuff. Cool. So I could see Virgin Restorations LLC. I could tell he owns multiple properties. So if he can prove that so this is the parcel permalink. You go look it up. Cool. Interesting. I like it. That's legit. So again, if you look up this property, let's just do this one really quick. Go here. Throw this here. Look him on X Leads. He's going to be legit on this one. Oh, there's a unit. That was the issue on the property. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go here and show it. All right, cool. So if I go on X Leads, obviously I can even look here. And I can tell that this guy's legit. Like he's Virgin Restorations LLC. You could tell he actually bought the property here. Now I can go on the deed and actually look at it if I want to go nuts, which I guess I could do right here. But obviously, I just look on X Leads. It's showing he's legit too. But if I go to the Franklin County Public Records, Ohio, Franklin Court. Oh my gosh, this is a case info. That ain't gonna work either. All right, well, that's the best I'm gonna do here. Let me see one more here. Franklin County Public Records, Ohio. Okay. It's Franklin County Municipal, Franklin County, Ohio. It's not going to work here. I can try an advanced search. That's not going to work well. So yeah, some counties are worse than others, but honestly, this is the best we're going to get here. So we see his name right here. So all we have to do is look up Virgin Restorations LLC. If that's his name on his LLC, we know it's legitimate. So I think that's as close as we can get. Now, he might say he owns this LLC, so you can look up the LLC in general in Ohio. Bizopedia. And if you look on Bizopedia, which is going to be basically, let me show you again. I searched his name right here. Bizopedia has his info right here. So the file number is this. Oops, go back. So this is his registered agent. So Michael J. Virgin is the registered agent on that LLC, and he does own the property. So that's as legit as a cash buyer as he can. So he's pretty vetted by me, right? The other question you want to ask is if they are okay with you making an assignment fee. That's another big question we get too. Like, are you okay with making an assignment fee or not? That guy probably is okay with it, but he seems like he owns 4 rentals. You can buy some more, right? Okay. So going forward here, what other properties, other ways to find cash buyers? Now, that's Facebook groups. That's simple. Craigslist is an option. Am I liking Craigslist? No, but there is a way to find cash buyers there. You can JV inside of, obviously, this community, freewholesaling.com. So I don't know if I've said the word freewholesaling.com a lot, but you go to freewholesaling.com, our free community. You can make a post, but probably the best way for you to do it is if you go to freewholesaling.com right here. Let's pop it up right here. Let me show you. All right. So if you go here, freewholesaling.com, we're going to go right here. And all we got to do is just go to the map feature. And let's do Columbus, Ohio again. So if you go here and you go to Columbus, right? So if I want to find a JV partner, somebody say, let's say I lock up a deal, I want to JV with somebody, I can literally go inside of here and be like, okay. So we got Timothy right here. Actually, no, Timothy comments a lot. Shout out to Timothy. He comments on our YouTube videos a lot. So shout out to him. But let's see. So what we can do right here, which is really cool, is you can just chat and just literally DM him. And boom, we can DM him right there. You can reach out to Drew. Drew looks like he could be potentially a cash buyer. If you go to Michael looks like a lender. Ray Sean looks legit. So I can go to chat and literally just boom, go out there and shout out to him. I can reach out to Talon. Talon's a wholesaler, so he might have cash buyers for me. I can go map it out right there. I can make a post. I can comment. Freewholesaling.com is one of the best ways to find cash buyers on a JV side. On top of that, too, everyone knows in the resource files, we have our JV agreement right there. So I'll show everyone in here, too. So if you go to Classroom, go down to Scripts, JV agreement. Our entire JV agreement's right there. So you can JV with anyone right here. So it's all done perfectly for you right there. So freewholesaling.com is an amazing resource to go out here and find it. Now, on top of that, too, let's get rid of these other. We can JV. We got to get rid of the other addresses, right? Uh-oh. Let's see. There we go. So we'll go to boom. All right, cool. So again, Craigslist. And then from there, you can JV inside of freewholesaling.com. Freewholesaling.com. Okay. Now, the next way to find cash buyers is probably my favorite one, which is obviously just going to xleads.com. Now, the reason I tell everyone to go to xleads is obviously it's just pretty dang simple. So, reason again, I'll just show everyone about this. Showed you the guy keep asking about e-commerce store. Those are spammers. They drive me crazier than you can even imagine. But actually, let's go here. Let's go to login. So if you go to xleads.com right here, give everyone the link again in the comments. So, boom. So if you go here and you go to Dispo, there's a Dispo tab for Pro and X-Plan users where basically you can just look up Franklin County, Ohio. And let's pop it up here. Not this Joel guy. Dude, this guy always, for some reason, go out here and fake his stuff. Always, always, always. These spammers are insane. Okay. So we're going to go here, and you can see it right here, that pretty much all the top flippers in Franklin County just pop up right here. You pop them up. They're all skip traced right here. You can get all the analysis on the property, right? This is obviously how I like to dispo it. Now, this one's a little more expensive. Obviously, you got the pro plan. But this person owns 27 rentals. This is where all the landlords are in the area. Boom. All the flippers in the area. Boom, right there. Pretty cool. You can do all of them right here, right? So again, one of my favorites right here. Call them up. Boom. Find your cash buyers right there, right? Now, what you can do is go to filters, go to landlord, and you can go out here and filter it if you want. I like purchase time frame a year. So these are people that own the most rental properties in Franklin County, Ohio, that also have been actively buying properties within the past year. Now, you want to like put a minimum of like 4 rental properties probably, and you will be at around 217. So again, these are all the top ones, like Sam right here. Sam Nareth owns 386 rentals, which is disgusting. But he owns 49 in Franklin County. So if you scroll down and get like a smaller one, let's go here. Emma, let's do Patsy A. Ploser. Patsy's team's right here, owns 442. Absolute insanity. So then he gets more information on that. Now, not everyone in here has a pro plan. So let's do the X plan. So how do I do that? Hold on. Let's go. There we go. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do here is you go, let's say you have the basic plan. So it's like, oh my gosh, Zach, I only have the basic plan. Am I screwed? What do I do? Nah, don't worry about it. So what I'm going to do here is if you just go into Columbus, Ohio. So we're going to do Franklin County again. So Franklin County, Ohio. Boom. Cool. And then we're going to get rid of my leads right here. Awesome. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to filters. Then we're going to go filter to cash buyers. Anyone on the basic plan will get this. So cash buyers. And then all we're going to do is let's max it out at like 400,000. Filter single family properties. There we go. Cool. I don't really care about owner type. Equity don't matter. And then anything in the last 3 months. So 710. So now we have 710 properties in Columbus, Ohio, the past 3 months that were bought for cash. So for example, this James Woodruff guy right here, he bought this property for cash. And does he own any more? We don't know. But do we have James? His phone number skip trace right there. And he got someone to lend him, Provent Lend LLC. Let's look up who that is. Okay, it looks like it's a lender. So could be a good situation here. So what I'm going to do here is standalone mortgage right here. See if he's looking to buy properties for cash. So guy's phone number, he could be a cash buyer. Pretty cool. Now, what I also like doing is that's just how you find cash buyers. Oh my gosh, look at the spammers in here. But basically, what we do is you got the number, you can call them, see, you got all these other cash buyers right here, and you just call them up. WB Ohio LLC right here is Kelly's company. So we pierce the corporate veil, get the skip traces on the corporate skip tracing, which is cool. So now we got the phone number. We see this person owns 833 residential investments. So that's a big time buyer. Might be a little too big for wholesaling, but you can tell that they just bought it off market, which is really cool. We got their number right here. That is one of the best ways on the basic plan to go out here and find cash buyers. Now, you might let's just randomly find another house. Let's not do it as a cash buyer. Let's just just look at a absentee owner really quick. Okay. So let's look at a random absentee owner property. Okay, it's filter, just reset the filters, go to absentee owner. And I'm going to show you, let's say we lock up this deal. So let's say we randomly go out here and lock up this deal right here. All right. So let's say this property we just randomly like lock up. Okay. And by the way, this Joel person in the comments, they are very fake. And I will, actually, I can just get rid of them right now. What's the name on there? Joel. Okay, cool. Yeah. Cool. All right. So you go out here and let's say this is the deal. Let's say you just lock it up, right? What's really cool about it is we have something on the Pro and the X plan called Buyer Match AI. So you basically just click this button and it will find all the top cash buyers for you. So again, I know it's a little more expensive, but I'm just showing you like what the Pro and X plan on X Leads is. But basically, AI is going to rank your property and it's going to look for the top cash buyers based off of AI. And it's going to rank the top real estate investors by how well they match your specific property. So for example, if your deal is a 3-2, it's going to look for other 3-2s that are being bought in the area and which cash buyer out of the entire data set's most likely to buy your deal. It's right here, which is really cool. So like Roback Connor Robert is ranked 4th. So he's buying very similar properties in Columbus, which you can see right here. Got skip traced, ready to go right there. So that's how you use X Leads to find cash buyers. That's what I personally like using. Now, there are other ways to do it too. One of the other ways, again, might not be your favorite, but I'm telling you, realtors, love realtors right now. Realtor cash buyers are interesting, right? So if you go on cash sales, so we're just going to use X Leads for this because it's one of my favorite ways to, actually, no, let's not use X Leads. Let's do another free way. So let's go to realtor.com. All right. We're going to look at, we're going to do Fort Pierce, Florida. So I'll show you. So if we go to Fort Pierce, Florida, and I look for sold properties. So let's go to just sold properties within the past 3 months that sold for, let's say, can we do it by price? Okay, just sold properties. All right, Fort Pierce. So I'm gonna look for some ugly house. That's an ugly one. That one's nasty. We're gonna look for an ugly looking thing. Okay, this one looks pretty disgusting. So as you can see, this property just got sold and it looks pretty dang ugly. Oh yeah. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Okay. That is not in a pretty house. So this property obviously is not nice. It's not pretty. So what you're going to do is you're going to look up who was the buyer's agent on this. So realtor.com should, maybe Redfin will show it. Let's see. Buyer represented by Anna Lopez with location. So we're going to look up Anna Lopez location. And Anna Lopez pops up right here. She represented the buyer. And you got her phone number right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to call Anna Lopez right here and say, hey, Anna, I just saw you were the buyer's agent for 123 Avenue B. And this looks like a pretty ugly property. I mean, what was the buyer doing with it? Was it an investment? Yes, it was. Well, hey, my name's Zach. I'm actually a wholesaler, and I lock up properties in that area just like that. And I was seeing if you have any buyers that are looking to buy any of these wholesale deals I have. I'd love to get you paid on these too. Boom. Done. So simple. Okay. One of the best ways to find cash buyers. Realtors are amazing. Now, my other way is going out here and finding title companies. So you go out here and so realtors, new title companies. Oops. There we go. There we go. So title companies, if you ask title companies that do wholesale transactions, if they have any buyers, they definitely do, or they're connected with them, and they could have a reach out if you were giving them money and making the money together on there, right? Now, what is the last one? Not really my favorite, but you could go out here and I get in trouble saying this, but I think one of my favorite low-key ones are bandit signs. Like you could just post bandit signs, say house for sale 3-2. Now I'm not going to tell you to legally do it, but I know people go out here, they put these white bandit signs out and it says like house for sale 3-2 must sell, cash only. And they get a lot of buyers buying it. Now, are you selling the house? No. You should legally put contract for sale, but I do know people that do it. You see the signs out there all the time, Home Depot, and that's another great way to find cash buyers. But overall, that's how you find cash buyers. Now, from there, obviously, you can go dispo the property. So once you have them, we're going to qualify them. So we're going to qualify the buyer, making sure that they're actually legitimate, making sure they're actually buying real estate, they actually own real estate, and then most importantly, they will buy with a wholesale transaction. And then from there, number 2, you walk them through the house. When I do a walkthrough, I send them over. I always call them up the deal, say, hey, I got a deal here. Went through Main Avenue. What do you think? I'll send you pictures. And they say, okay, let me come by the property. Say, hey, no, wait. Before you come by the property, I need you to be 100% committed on buying this thing at this price if the pictures are the same. You're going to say yes or no. They should say yes. And then from there, they go buy. They like it. Day number 3, sign the assignment of contract. And then you set to close. And boom, you get paid. That again, ladies and gentlemen, is how you go out here and find cash buyers, dispo properties, and do everything the easiest, most legit way. So that's how you dispo properties. That is wrapping up our, honestly, the entire first deal formula. So now we know everything. We know exactly how to find these wholesale deals. We know how to lock them up. We know exactly how to stay consistent with this. And now we know how to dispo them to cash buyers. And so let me know if you have questions, but I really appreciate it, guys. So how do you determine the dispo price? So whatever your MAO is, that is exactly what your dispo price is. Great question there, though. And there we go. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I had a really good time today. So that was really cool. All right. So, all right, guys. So that's the first deal formula. If you have questions, let us know in the school group. And like always, guys, I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Appreciate it, guys. Have a blessed one.